No,
Probably.
you just wear that like pirate starter jacket, but nothing else.
Yeah.
I think you just do a takeoff on the George Costanza photo shoot.
Yeah, that's good.
But you put on booty shorts instead of his, like,
Oh, yeah.
whatever he's wearing.
Get on a chair and do that tiger growl.
Oh gosh.
Have a nipple clamp on, have the booty shorts on.
Now, is your target audience heterosexual women or gay men?
I think there's no real target audience. Just whoever. Because it's going to be funny, it's going to be fun, it could be informative. There's going to be some sports takes.
Informative.
And there's also, we may go into world history, I don't know.
Oh, really?
Nice. Mesopotamia.
You've got some text, some literature to go through.
Well, and I have a really beautiful back
Lincoln
porch with
Empire.
a sun chair.
Yeah.
So it could incorporate that. I have a pepper plant. So maybe I have some risque video of me bending over, picking my pepper.
You should pee in the sink again. That's a good
No.
video.
Ooh, what
Bill's
should be-
brine.
or Should be an overhead shot or an under.
Get Dogtown Ty's drone.
No, I think you just set it up in the sink.
Imagine how loud that drone would be in the kitchen. It's not like a beehive in there.
Yeah, it's hot.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling, online at designairservice.com.
Temperatures are finally warming up here in St. Louis, and while that means more fun in the sun, it could also spell disaster for your lawn. Rain equals spring weeds, and now is the best time to get ahead of it. Green Envy has been here in St. Louis for more than a decade, servicing and treating lawns just like they would their very own. Crabgrass can lay dormant for years until the conditions are right, and the massive amounts of moisture we've had is sure to wake up even the oldest crabgrass seeds. Green Envy only uses products that have been formulated for Missouri soil, weather conditions, and turf types, not national generic products that are insufficient and ineffective. Let the experts at Green Envy help you choose the best treatment program for your lawn this season. Phone lines are open 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 to 1 to take your calls and answer questions. Call Green Envy today at 636-757-1600 or visit greenenvylawns.com and make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
Are you like Iggy Strode?
Butter me up, Daddy.
Always looking for attention?
I can't even get off.
Doing everything you can to ensure people notice you?
Why do you care so much about my life?
If so, become a part of the TMA Listener of the Month Club. Nominate yourself for a monthly award, and if you win, you get recognition and other stuff.
Cryo.
Give us your name, a photo, and other pertinent info at TMASTL.com. The TMA Listener of the Month Club, quenched by Milagro Tequila. Welcome to the brighter side of tequila with Milagro. Find out more at TMASTL.com. The Tim McKernan Show podcast, featuring long-form interviews with people from the world of sports, politics, and entertainment.
And our guest today, Bill McClellan. Thanks so much for coming in.
Hey, my pleasure, Tim.
What's up, Caden?
Hi, how are you?
Joe Buck, our guest today.
And it's like I haven't seen you in years.
More than 500 episodes and counting, and it's available wherever you get your podcasts, including the TMA STL app. Get the app now at TMASTL.com. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Rise and shine, St. Louis. It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After on KPN-TFM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. At the Morning After STL on YouTube and on TMASTL.com with Tim McKernan, Doug Vaughn, Iggy Strode, The Plowboy, and Action Jackson.
707 in St. Louis, you are listening to TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen. Welcome, friends, to the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. Timothy Michael McKernan, Douglas Sullivan Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, Action Jackson with you, soliciting your involvement by calling in the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004. TMA, by texting in the Jeff Lotman Compass Realty text inbox, 314-881-TMA5, and by emailing in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. And Dougie, we were just saying this is the month of Pop.
It does appear to be that he's won, every email but one.
Yeah, 7 of 8. Yeah. 7 of 8? Is that right, Nurse?
Has he clinched yet?
Well, I wouldn't think he has just yet.
The number's getting close.
Yeah, the magic number is dropping.
Yeah.
We have a running tab here. So email in, see if you can knock off Blueberry Pop-Up. Because he's playing really well in the month of War. It's fun to see a guy play so well in the month of March. Coming up, we'll have Jeremy Rutherford. Mark Hanna presents Jeremy Rutherford. Mark will not be in. He is out today vacationing in the Hamptons, but we'll have Jeremy Rutherford, and we'll get you ready for the Blues and Kings tonight, Doug. 6:30 start TNT game.
All right.
Oh, I can watch.
There you go.
Every time you just about write the Blues off for good, they bounce back like that win over Boston. You think, well, maybe they've got it in them when you can go to Boston and win like that, 5-1. But they're going to have to do a whole lot of winning like that to get back in it.
Money Puck says they got a 3.7%.
That's not a great chance. That's not a great chance. It's just so hard to figure that you could ever go into the building of one of the best teams in the league and slap them around like they did, and then come up so flat and look so bad against so many other teams.
Do you remember the number, Tim, when they were actually in the playoffs? Was it a number like 13% to make the playoffs, and they were in this last wild card spot about 3 weeks ago?
Oh, I know I was out of town, but I think I came back, and they were in the playoffs, but 19% to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
that was an eye-opening piece of data.
Somebody knew something.
They knew they had a 5-game trip, and their schedule was going to get a lot tougher, actually, after the All-Star break. I think that was pretty much the core of it as far as teams they're competing with. Wild won last night. The Flames lost last night, and the Kraken lost, but lost in overtime last night. Doug, I'm not really taking their chances seriously. I would love it if they would, because I love me a good Stanley Cup playoff series. But with that said, the Blues are 8 points back of VGK, who won last night, 2 points back of the Wild, 1 point up on the Kraken, 1 point up on the Flames, and 5 teams are fighting for that one playoff spot. For the record, the Nashville Predators are 9 points up on the Blues, and they are currently in the other wild card spot.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That games left.
That game about 3 weeks ago where Nashville came in here, and the Blues...
That was it.
Were 4 or 6 points up on them or something and had a chance to really kind of put it away, at least for the time being. Nashville beat the Blues, and it really started the Blues on their tumble.
Yeah, that was it.
I look at the Columbus game right before the All-Star break about a month and change ago. That was a chance to go into the All-Star break with that winning streak, and that's a team. I mean, the Blues aren't at the Bruins level, but the Blue Jackets are worse than the Blues, and they slapped the Blues around. Enough Blues talk. Let's hear what's coming up on Cooking with Ken tonight. Ditch carp a la mode. That's from Brest, and then in parentheses an S. You doing a cooking show tonight?
I do. There'll be no ditch carp, and I don't put ice cream on my
fish.
I told Doug I'm going to do the Lenten go-to today. Seems like every place you go that has a Lenten special, it's cod.
Little fish fry?
Yeah, so I'm going to do some cod.
Huh.
Don't have the jack salmon anymore. You know, you go to the fish fries. You always used to be jack salmon. You really don't see jack salmon
Probably
anymore.
too expensive now.
So we're going to do cod tonight.
I went to a grocery store the other day, and I was pointing out the salmon to the guy behind the counter that I wanted. I said, and I was reading from the sign, it said like Atlantic wild-caught salmon, right? I said, I'll have the Atlantic wild-caught salmon. And he says to me, it's all from the Atlantic. What do you want?
Oh, he yelled at you?
Kind of. I said, well, that's what the sign says. That's what the sign says. Well, which one do you want?
That's right there from the Atlantic.
Sounds like a Balloon Party listener.
It must have been.
Very possible. Got to be honest.
He says,
Probably
which
about
one do you
48%.
I said, I'm pointing to the one that I want, and I'm reading the sign. He said, well, you got to tell me exactly. That one! Oh, I was fit to be tied.
I'll tell you.
I would have went somewhere else.
Yeah,
Well,
I think I would have taken
I was
my
close to
business.
doing that. I should have. As I thought about it later, I should have said, never mind. Sorry to bother you.
You think you're the only salmon salesman in St. Louis?
I just found it odd that I read the sign of what they had written there, and I was pointing to the fish that I wanted, and he still gave me a hard time about not telling him what I wanted. Oh, I was fit to be tied.
Yeah, they're not making it to the playoffs. Let's move on and see if we can fend off 3 straight hours of hijack attempts. We didn't do a good job yesterday.
Must be Henshaw.
No, wedding tackle.
Oh, well, same guy.
Doug
he become a little bit more active.
Yeah, wedding tackle.
Yeah, and leave the we out of it because I don't.
I've never seen this Hector breast with the
I've seen
quotation
Brest
with
occasionally.
breasts.
He's not one of the guys who just sits and texts all day, but he'll pop up. He's kind of like Justin in Columbia. He strikes.
He goes months without
Right.
texting.
And to call yourself wedding tackle, that means you think you're a really good catch, and the brides are going to bite onto the hook and try to get you to marry them. Is that what that means?
I've never understood the term until you just explained it. I'm too scared to ask what the hell that meant.
I think that's
Pretty
what
sure
it
it's
is.
a penis.
Oh.
Clip that off. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what today is? It's March 13th, and that means it's Jackson Burkett's birthday.
Happy birthday, Jackson.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Jackie Jack.
Hey.
Birthday to you.
Nice.
Happy birthday to you.
Yeah, and he was correct on wedding tackle, too, so he's having a big morning.
Yeah,
Big
already.
morning. Thanks, fellas. Really appreciate you.
Jackson, what's on the itinerary today?
Hoping to play golf.
Where are you going to strike?
I have a buddy who belongs at Old Hickory, and I'm going to try to get on there with him. So that's the goal. But if not there, I'll go somewhere probably across the river, Far Oaks or Stonewolf.
We're not going to go to Forest P?
Love Forest P. A lot of love in my heart for Forest P. But
I don't know if
looking
I-
for a little bit quieter. Can be a little bit.
Smart, yeah.
You're kind of out there. I love Forest Park, though. Don't
You
get
got
me
to
wrong.
Far Oaks, tell Doyle Moffat I said hi.
Doyle Moffat.
Head pro.
Yeah, Forest Park does lack the little nooks and crannies that one needs in a golf course. You know what I mean?
It's
Just
kinda
yourself,
wide open.
privacy,
Yeah.
nobody peering. I get that.
I like it, though.
It's a great afternoon 9.
Yeah,
it
I like
really
to
is.
see the action, the activity in the park going on, and kind of leads you to believe that, well, maybe St. Louis isn't completely dead yet.
It's packed every time I go there. I maybe golf there twice a year, but every time it's just absolutely packed to the gills.
We'll have the Munganast Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. Doug, and now it's on to the Players' Championship that is coming.
Is that in Carnoustie?
I believe they're playing it in Carnoustie this year.
Okay.
It's a rare thing. Munganast, sponsor of the 7 o'clock hour and the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Doug, why don't you tell me what you love about Munganast, because you've been working with them for a long time.
Well, I love the service. I guess that's the big thing. I mean, there's a lot of places that will sell you a car and work on your car, but you have absolute trust and faith in these guys, Clayton Patterson and Jamie Burkhart and the whole crowd, Peter Munganast. They're all just so nice. They'll take care of your car. Oh, yes, they'll fix it up
yes.
real nice like. any kind of make or model you have, they've got experts there, the service technicians that have been there many, many years. I know a lot of people that just keep going back there year after year. That's what I do. I've got a car guy. Now that I got Munganess, I feel like I got a car guy. And they got me driving that Toyota Highlander SUV, which is just a fabulous car. That came out of their store up at there in Alton Toyota. That Toyota Highlander's got 3 rows of seats. It gets terrific gas mileage. It's big. It handles like a smaller car, but yet it's a big, roomy SUV. Just a fantastic car, that Toyota Highlander. I can't speak highly of it enough. If you're in the market for an SUV, really check out the Highlander. It is really a great car.
StLouisAcura.com is where you can go, or you can go online at AltonToyota.com and work with Jamie Burkhardt, Clayton Patterson, Peter Munganest, and Ryan Seiberg in the service department. It's Munganest, St. Louis Acura, Munganest, Burkhardt, Alton Toyota. If you are injured in a car accident and you need an attorney, you need the best one you can find. If any of my family or friends are ever injured in an accident, I want them to call Doug Biggs and C.D. Longo, Longo Biggs Injury Law. They will be playing in the J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship, and very confident in their chances, Doug. These guys are really bullish on perhaps meeting in the championship match. And I think KG in O-Town has wrapped up the field. He really took to this assignment and knocked it out.
All 64 players?
I believe so.
Wow.
Yeah. Doug Biggs, C.D. Longo, been recognized as the top 40 under 40 personal injury lawyers by Super Lawyers, the National Academy of Personal Injury Attorneys, and the National Trial Lawyers Association. They're online at longobiggs.com, LONGOBIGGS.com. They're not the churn and burn type of law firm with Doug and CD. You won't be able to, or you won't be just lost, another file lost in the shuffle. If you have questions about your case, you'll talk to Doug or CD personally, and they will handle every aspect of your case the entire way. They'll get to know you, and you will get to know them. Doug and CD are local, friendly, professional, most importantly, excellent personal injury lawyers. Go online at longobiggs.com, LONGOBIGGS.com, longobiggs.com. Remember, the choice of an attorney is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements. Get involved in the program. On Jackson's birthday, we are going to do what we've always done on his birthday, because we were with him when he turned 23. We were with him when he turned 24.
Oh, sure.
We were with him when he turned 25, and now 26. Our baby's all grown up, and he's all grown up, and he's all grown up. He's a man in love now. He has a show on HD1 that he peacocks around about and looks forward to every single day.
Does he?
Yep. And now he's 26 years old.
Yeah, feeling great. Yeah, love. On my birthday, really, I'm like, boy, I can't wait to sink my teeth into balloon party today.
Right, with so much going on.
And just like
talk about the A10 tournament.
Yeah, just let the birthday love just wash over me from the balloon party faithful.
This will be your last year on your parents' insurance, too, won't it?
I am off my parents' insurance.
Oh, are you?
Health insurance, at least.
Yeah.
KG in O-Town has issued a statement regarding the J. Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Championship. There are 8 open spots that we will randomly fill from a pool of alternates. DM me if you would like to have your name in the pool. So, 56 spots, Doug, have been claimed, and then he will have a drawing for the 8 remaining spots.
Really?
How excited are you, Doug, about this? I know it's one of your favorite events of the year.
It's a Shishawali event. It's a fun event, a Shishawali tournament.
We've kind of tightened it up with the deadlines. Because I remember the first year, didn't it go to like November? It was like a soccer season.
Yeah.
So we've kind of tightened that up, and it's been very successful the last couple of years of people playing on time, getting done at a decent year.
He asked me if I wanted to play this year. I said, I guess so.
So you're in.
You should.
I guess so, but I don't really have an established handicap.
Doug, neither do I. I consider myself
Get a grant.
20.
Make it up.
Yeah. It's you're a 20, right? Or
probably. I shoot in the mid-90s.
All right. And that's probably in the 20 range.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like we're like sandbagging. It's not like I've taken this event by storm. I think I've gotten outed in the first round like 3 of the 4 years. So I think it's 20 comfortable, Doug.
Right. Tee to green, I'm actually okay.
What's your strokes gained rank?
Right around the green, I'm just a disaster. An absolute disaster.
Is it the chipping or is it the putting?
Both. Chipping and putting. I practice. I do.
Really?
It doesn't seem to help.
Is your takeaway short on your putting?
I've tried a short backswing. I've tried a long backswing. Yes, backswing.
How much of it is nerves?
None of it.
But when you're out there
really
playing in the Fan Page Club Championship, that's when you'll feel that adrenaline.
I think it could have something to do with I can't feel anything on the left side of my body. That might have something to do with the touch that I don't have anymore.
You think that's what Scheffler has dealt with when he struggles with his putting?
Could well be.
Couldn't feel the left side of my body, so
An absolute numbness on the right down the middle of my body on the left side. That's what I blame it on. But it doesn't seem to affect me on the longer shots.
Well, those don't have to be precise. You know, you're hitting at a hole for putting.
Yeah.
You're trying to hit a long, wide fairway.
Mm-hmm.
Driving and chipping, I feel like it's a little bit different of a mindset. Putting is always I hate getting up there putting for, you know, when I saw a number, thinking in your head, even if I two-putt this, I come in with, you know, a bogey.
Yeah.
And then you proceed to three-putt it, and it just is demoralizing.
Speaking of golf, we gotta, Doug, we gotta have a conversation. And it's a conversation with the audience. And it's a conversation amongst ourselves. And it's in regard, do you say in regards or in regard to?
I'd say in regard to.
I think you're right on that. Jackson, is that right? You went to Horton Watkins, so I'll yield to you.
Yeah, regard to.
Nice.
Okay.
So said so confidently and kind of dismissively, too.
Yeah, I know.
I don't use S's, so that's right.
There you go. It confirms. It's like the answer key. So, historically, since the first Dotem, which was in 2016,
I don't know the years, Tim.
the Dotem was played at Normandy, with the exception of 2017. It was played at Tapawingo and then back to Normandy in 2018-19. And then I guess there was 1 year where everybody got to putt for free.
Lucky. Yeah, I wish we had that promotion again.
Yeah, that was
I wasn't even a part of that.
Good
big
time.
year that year.
Yeah, well, you were on a furlough.
I'm glad I was. It was good to get away for a little bit.
And you were probably still auctioned off.
And that was 2021. I think that was a gateway. But either way, for the most part, it's been in Normandy. And Normandy is redoing the golf course. The renovations are underway. I think it's going to be spectacular when it's completed. But either way, it's not an option. So we knew that going in last year. So Hubbard and Jesse Kiowski, specifically, has been working on trying to find a course for the 2024 Dotem. And as we were texting yesterday, Jesse and her father, John Kiowski, who's our market manager, and Tommy Mattern, programming, Keith Krause, director of sales, Kelly Hanna, who's our general sales manager for TMA and 101 ESPN. We're all on a call yesterday afternoon, and we have a course, we have dates, but the course is in, let's see, Doug, I think officially the jurisdiction is Bonne Terre, Missouri.
Bonne Terre, Missouri.
And I played it in 2020. Was it 2022?
I don't know the years, Tim.
For the St. Gabriel Golf Tournament, usually, which is at Crown Point in Farmington.
Yeah.
But that year, Crown Point was having issues with their greens. St. Gabriel relocated to Terre de Lac Golf Course, and that's where the Dotem would be this year. So the question to the audience, the dates would be May 2nd and May 3rd. The question to the audience is, would you still want to play even if it's an hour and 10 minutes away, from where we are here? I suppose if you live further to the north, it would be a longer distance. If you live further to the south, southwest, it would be a shorter distance. I didn't think the drive was that big of a deal, being real straightforward with people, but we wanted to, after the call we had yesterday, put it to the audience via the text line, and see what people would want to do. Now, one of the things that we are planning on doing as a show, and then we would invite the audience to do, is stay at a hotel down in that area for a night, maybe two, and just hang out. As I know, for like the St. Gabriel Golf Tournament, people will stay at the Crown Point. There's a hotel right there. I think it's like a Best Western, and they make a couple nights of the whole thing or a couple days of it, and they stay at the hotel. So we could have a Doug TMA After Dark Sleep with Doug Vaughn promotion.
Oh, I'm against it.
Winner gets the twin bed or the cot next to Doug.
I'm against it.
I'm gonna need my own room.
Well, who do we take that up with?
It's not about you.
I think it's a good idea. I, of course, love golf outings with multiple days involved in it.
Do you?
Just just fun.
And that would
The
give our
boys-
listeners, take a day vacation and play both days. And then stay at the hotel, play the next day, and just make like a mini vacation.
So here it is. I mean, it's real simple. If this doesn't happen, we won't have the Dotem this year. That's it. I mean, it's a very simple choice. If people don't want to do it, okay, fair enough. Then God bless America. But this is the situation this year, and part of it is because we do it on Thursday and Friday. Most golf courses don't have those available. Normandy did, and then if you wanted to do it at, say, other courses, the price is super high. I think the year we did it at Gateway, Gateway's a great golf course. We have the Fan Page Club Championship there, but you get into a higher cost to also have meals and beer and all of that come with the event. So anyway, that is the situation, and they asked me yesterday when we were on this call to put it to the audience, and so Doug, that is what we're
There it
doing
is.
here.
Well, it's a good excuse for guys to share a hotel room for a couple nights. Bonne
like
Terre,
that a
Missouri.
lot.
The text line very positive outside of Mr. Siders and Harrison Brother Master, but if actually they like an idea, then it's the wrong idea. So I think this is a good idea.
But you wouldn't have to stay overnight either. I mean, it's a short enough drive.
Hour and 10
It's not
minutes
hard.
is
It's
nothing.
not bad at all. You don't think anything about driving 30 or 40 minutes to go play golf. You just tack on another 20, 25 minutes, you're there.
May 2nd, May 3rd, Doug, would be the dates. And if it
Okay.
can't happen, then it can happen, and we'll come back for 2025 when Normandy's open. Am I correct on that?
So
Well, you would
can
hope
I
they could
ask
do that
something
in
and be very vague and we don't have to bring up? So have we exhausted our resources for local courses? And I'm not going to bring up any local course. I think we're blacklisted at Tapawingo after 2017, but I mean just...
Well, no, it's because of the guy with the gimp mask.
Oh, yeah. Is that
I didn't know if this is our true last resort then, if that kind of where we're at. I mean, it's so short
People
notice,
have been
I guess.
working on this for about 9 months.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Mr. Smith says he's in.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Let's see. Recovering alcoholic from Belleville and Webster Groves is in because it has an incredible maximum security prison.
It does in Bonne Terre, yeah. We can visit that, maybe take a tour, drop some of our people off there.
Tim, the Dotem is literally the Super Bowl for these chubby sads. They'll hire a horse and carriage to get themselves out to that thing if that was the only option to line their arteries with fat.
Oh.
The Dotem will live on this year. That's from Little Tommy Tribbins. And he's out in a parking lot on a beautiful Wednesday morning in March for Jackson's birthday. Probably has a cake for him.
Well, it might almost feel like a bigger event if you have to drive a little bit to get there.
And then spend the night with us.
Well, I'm not spending the night with any of them.
I mean, I'm not saying like sleeping with them, at least on the surface.
Can I ask, and this may put you on the spot because these are questions that, but if we have enough interest to do one day, would we do a one-day Dotem or has it got to be both days?
I don't know. I would yield to the people in charge on that. Carlos Spicy Winter says, I like this idea. You guys probably will need to sign NDAs, though, for the overnight stuff. Doug, are you going to have people sign NDAs before they...
Yes.
No phones in my room.
Good news. Harrison's brother Master won't be coming. So that's good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, these are great ideas because these are just the saddest people on the planet. So it's awesome that they will not be there.
I'm checking out the nightlife around there. There's a family fun center.
What about script clubs?
I
Is there any in Bonne Terre?
There's a family fun center.
I like that.
Yeah. Bonne Terre's not that far away.
No, it's not like we're playing Branson.
No. It's not too far away from Bloomsdale, so maybe we'll see the rat.
Nice Facebook dig me post. Burlap, get off your damn phone. That's from Big Tough. Diggy, did you post something during the show that was a dig me?
What did you do now?
I posted something this morning.
What did you post?
That's not during the show.
Yeah, you're free to post.
It's not a dig me. It's Sawgrass Week. I just always, every year, the players, I post a picture of me at Sawgrass playing 17.
They did say you birdied it. You worked
that in there.
Doug.
Well, yeah,
That's the dig me part.
I actually think you have to bring up the birdie.
Yeah, if
I
I
got
birdied
a
it, I got to
birdie.
say I birdied it.
I'm
Yeah.
with you.
I'm happy with my birdie there.
I think that's something to brag about.
If I hit it in the water, you don't want to hit it in the water.
But
on
you wouldn't
17.
mention that, would you?
I would.
No, you
My
wouldn't.
brother-in-law hit it in the water.
Whatever adult star you get on board for the event, probably best to keep her off the show until the event so Grandpa doesn't run her off before the event. Doug, that's from Larry Thornton, and he's monitoring the Missouri athletic director situation.
Good one.
What was the name of this golf course you said, Tim, or did you say it?
Terre de Lac. And I played it for the St. Gabriel Golf Tournament, and I really loved it.
Did you?
So the only reason it even I get there for the St. Gabriel Tournament in 2022, and the guy who's in charge of it is a big TMA listener.
Oh yeah.
And he had the show playing when we were playing on the speakers. So he's all excited about the possibility of having the Dotem. Great guy.
I see it now on the map. Terre de Lac Golf and Country Club. It's very near the Bonne Terre Airport, so people could fly
in.
Yeah. Take their jet Ranger helicopters. Yeah.
Oh, we should do that. We should hit up Goldfinger, see if he can fly us out there. Okay.
Well, I was just kind of kidding.
I'm not.
I'm not sure it makes a lot of sense to fly somewhere if it's only an hour away.
I have a great car, so that 120 doesn't bother me.
Mr. Sider didn't bring up a great point. I have the option to bring my pop out.
There you go.
Oh. Now that could be some sort of raffle prize.
I'm
Spend the night with Plowsy.
Yeah, I love that.
How many gentlemen, how many walruses could you fit in there for a night?
6
Oh,
comfortably.
Hot men.
Oh.
6 hot men.
2, 4.
Could be a sweepstakes. The auction could be back.
Yeah,
Since you didn't get to get auctioned off in 2021, Plow.
I'm a great camper. I'll set up a campfire for us, have s'mores.
Do that yourself. Charge people. I can fit 5 in here, so the first 5, charge them $100, and.
No, I think it's fun to
cash.
auction off sex for it, though.
Oh,
like
that would be
raffle ticket.
illegal.
Oh, we do that under the table. But yeah, that's a great point, Mr. Siders. Not a fan of yours, but a solid idea.
This is going to be a camping trip.
I could make it one if I wanted to, but I think staying at the hotel with all the boys, I think that's probably the best option.
Okay.
What's the overall thought, Tim, as far as the texters? Not that that's going to determine, but.
Oh, I think the texters have way more credibility than if we were to post it on social media. So,
especially the fan page, yeah. But.
Well, yeah. So that was a conscious conversation in the conversation yesterday that whatever we post there is going to get killed. Maybe Jackson can post something still safely, or KG in O-Town. But
it's Jackson's birthday, so it might be.
So we knew not to do that. But it seems like that. I would say it's about 60% on board. I mean, I'm reading, and they're coming in very quickly. I would say about 20 texts were sent at 7:29. So it's tough to read and host as well. The Dotems are in. How about that?
Huh. Really? Oh, my God. We haven't seen them in a while.
He's probably
and then some of the people we wouldn't want there won't be there. So that there's kind of like some push and pull.
Yeah.
I think we should go further next year.
I just got on the fan page, and Katie Conway says, bringing the Dotem to Katie Cuck's backyard. Let's go. Should I open up my patio for the after party?
Wow. See, now we have locals there
Sure.
that are listeners ready to open their doors.
That'll get them.
I just think the hotel is a great option, just knowing our listeners.
Would make the drive no problem, Tim. That's from the Jamaican Newlywed Mail.
Yeah, it's not a... We get kind of spoiled in St. Louis thinking an hour away. My God, there's a lot of cities where you drive an
That's
hour
your commute.
to get
Or
anywhere.
You're taking a train back to home in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Driving 270 takes longer than a drive to Bonne Terre. Should be a non-issue. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that it's just a different set of circumstances, and wanted to bring it to the audience to see what the reaction was. And again, when you're doing it via the text, it's not like, oh, let me see if I can get a like or a laugh or crap on something on Twitter or Facebook. This way, it's private, so you're getting a better gauge of it. And so I'm seeing people text in who normally, they're just their phone numbers. If you do the 2-night stay, there has to be an official TMA party on the in-between evening. That's from the 314. And that is one of the things that is being discussed, is like on the night, I guess, of Thursday night. So we would play on Friday and we would spend the night Thursday night, that having an event in the area where we wind up staying. So there is that.
Getting hotter.
Yeah,
I've made the drive to Cape Girardeau several times for kids' sporting events, and it's considerably farther than Bonne Terre. It's a nothing drive. It's very pleasant. I-55 is a breeze down that way.
From my
It's an
apartment to
easy thing do.
Wentzville is like 55 minutes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, more in traffic.
Yeah.
You hit heavy traffic.
There's times, and I live 10 minutes away. It takes me that long to get out of Hollywood Casino Amphitheater after a concert.
I drive an hour to go anywhere. Only prerequisite is that I'm not doing it unless I get to have a bunch of hotel sex. Thanks. That's from Scott's Wrinkled Ball Sack.
Oh.
But not his wife.
I'm really surprised, though, that, and I know that our sales staff and everybody work their ass off trying to find a course, but, you know, if we sell the thing out, I mean, there's some of these courses that are decent golf courses that don't do 144 players in a day. So it's not like they're losing. I get if hey, we do 300 rounds, that's going to take money away from us, but I know some courses that don't do as many rounds on a weekday as we would put out there.
I think I'm with you.
Well, you have to assume that they've done the research.
I guess.
Bonne Terre has a huddle house.
Yeah, I'm worried.
Don't hit that.
Not worried. I was. What is the food situation out there? There are a lot of.
They don't have any.
I hope they're Culver's. I really.
They don't eat much in Bonne Terre.
Nobody eats in Bonne Terre.
No.
Tim, is this going to be a swinger hotel takeover? That's from the Swing Haven board member.
Maybe Mr. Smith could put on a little symposium, rent out the conference room.
I think it would be wonderful to have Iggy has reached out to. I followed up with her yesterday. Friend of the program, Brianna Coppage. Doug, you know her as the teacher.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Just the teacher.
I think Iggy, you've seen Drew swing Zween already, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Cut that off.
Erica swings.
Erica
I go out
swings.
with her. Yeah. Look, I've chased them away, and I'm trying to get some back.
Oh, you chased them away?
No, I chased Lisa Ann away. Now I'm trying to get one to make up for her.
There you go.
I didn't chase her away.
I think you did.
No, she
Had to
chased
put that disclaimer there.
Chase herself away.
This is-
Yeah, I texted her. I didn't text her because you get so many texts, and you get 50, 60 texts a day. You kind of miss some. So, but I can't remember when she told us on the air she was available the 15th and 16th.
She said she was going to be out of town for a week or two before that, if memory serves.
Yeah, but I didn't know if it was the beginning of May or so. Well, she'll let us know.
All right.
She can drive with me out there.
It just seems like there's all kinds of opportunities to
stay
rent
with
out
me.
that hotel conference room and set up different booths, one for swinging and one for setting up your OnlyFans page, one for doing all kinds of crazy crap that our listeners do.
No, I have rules like they do at that club in Miami that girl knocked on the door.
Yeah.
You just
you politely knocked on.
If my door is halfway.
I don't know if that was a quiet knock either.
Yeah,
It was
you would
over.
hear it.
If my door is halfway open, that means you can come join us. If it's only open a crack,
May I join you?
yeah, do
Yes,
that too.
May.
Come on in.
If it's
I want
open,
more to that.
I'm just in here pleasuring myself.
if it's open a crack, you only get to watch.
You only get to watch the symposium?
Watch the swinger sex.
Oh my God, that's Pepper and Jeannie's music. And that's right, they're questioning the effort of others on finding a golf course. That's from Strap On 18.
What did I say?
Strap On 18, call into the Callier and Thompson phone lines, and you do it now. 636-9004-TMA. Doug, why don't you tell people about Callier and Thompson?
Well, this is where you go. This is where you go if you want a commitment to quality and redoing parts of your house, whether that's a kitchen or a bathroom or any room in your house, really. They also do man caves and bars and accent rooms and fireplace walls, offices. They'll open up your house, take down some walls, you name it. They can do it and make your house look brand new. A lot of people are thinking, well, I don't know that I want to move. It's expensive and interest rates are high to buy a new house, but I don't really like the house I'm in. Fix the one you're in. Fix her up. Make it look real nice like. This is what they do at Collier and Thompson, and they've been doing it since the 1950s. Carolyn Beard's been there since 2002. Bob Stratty since 2004. They are the owners. They'll give you all kinds of options. This is where you want to go when you want it done right. They've got everything in place right there, everything that you need. They got their own people that work there. They've got countertops, appliances, lighting, flooring, hardware, plumbing, you name it. It's all in-house at their showroom there on Manchester and Baldwin, right next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. I've been there, looked around. Really gorgeous place. They've got some bathrooms there that you'd think you're in a hotel, a fancy hotel, a Ritz-Carlton. They can do it really nice. This is where you go when you want it done right. They've got that 10,000 square foot showroom any kind of questions you may have. Carolyn and Bob be happy to work with you. They've got people that work for them that have been there for many, many years. These people are pros all the way. Service and quality is their number one priority. Let Collier and Thompson work with you on your remodel. They'll work closely with you to build the dream remodel a reality. Collier and Thompson on Manchester and Baldwin, right there next to Uncle Bill's. Collier and Thompson, come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
Jackson, tell the people about Circa.
I'd be happy to, Tim, because the world's largest sports book in Las Vegas has now made its way over to Illinois. If you live here in St. Louis, Missouri, you just make the short drive across the river, or if you already live in Illinois, sign up for the Circa Sports app because it's sports betting the way it should be. Big app bets, high betting limits, tight money line splits, and the best customer service around. I can smell it, Doug. The big dance is right around the corner. I know you're looking to that first 4 round there as Rick Pitino takes on Indiana State and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You think they're going to get in Indiana State?
Joe Lenardi has them in that first 4, the 2 11 seeds playing each other.
I hope they had like 28 wins.
Yeah, or if you don't like that, maybe like South Carolina. He's got South Carolina taking on Grand Canyon. What's up, Lamont Paris? You like South Carolina, the Gamecocks? Maybe
Talk
like Grand
about
Canyon.
Dawn Staley and that undefeated South Carolina team.
Doug, you talk about it.
Izzo, and if Patino was in here, we're talking Italian special, we're talking rigatoni, marinara.
We're talking Circa, we're talking big app bets. It's the Circa special, Circa Sports app, available now in Illinois. Visit circasports.com for more details and get ready to start betting like a pro. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
Once you have that money, then you take it over to Glenn Betts Jewelers and you get a gift just because. Unexpected gifts guaranteed to brighten her day and put a smile on her face. It's the unexpected gestures that often mean the most. A gift just because. And then Craig and David come in here on Friday, Doug, and they say this to the TMA audience. You tell them you heard about Glenn Betts Jewelers on TMA, and you get 15% off.
Oh, that's a lot off.
15% off jewelry.
That's plenty.
I mean, wait. 15% off at Glenn Betts Jewelers. So even if you're like, I mean, her birthday's months away, our anniversary's months away, fine. Get the jewelry now during the 15% off promotion. Let them know you're a TMA listener, and then you hide it away in that safe deposit box with the slush fund.
Oh, or give it to them now. Because you want to score major points, you get it just because.
Just because.
Yeah. When it's their birthday or anniversary, they expect something.
Expecting it.
Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, they know they're going to get something. But when you just pop it on them in the middle of the week somewhere for no reason, that's major points.
There you go.
Points there.
It's at Glenn Betts Jewelers, GLENNBETZ, jewelers.com. Located on Manchester, about a mile east of I-270 and the Manchester exit off 270. That's where you will find Craig and David Betts at Glenn Betts Jewelers in business since 1941. They are 3rd and 4th generation. We want to keep you, want you to leave happy knowing you purchased from a jeweler who truly cares and gets to know you and your family and your likes. It's Glenn Betts Jewelers. Mention TMA to get 15% off. 15% off on jewelry. What are we doing?
I don't know. Are they giving it away?
I don't know. It's unbelievable. Glenn Betts Jewelers, 15% off. If you're thinking about getting engaged, I mean, there it is. That's where you're going. That's that. All right, text in, Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty. Text inbox, 314-881-TMA5. Call in, Collier and Thompson, phone line 636-9004-TMA. And email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling. Harrison's brother Master says he's not going to go to the Dotem, but he wants to bet both of his testicles that Iggy is distraught about the location of the event. I don't know why that would be, but Iggy, do you have a response to that?
Well, you better get cutting away, buddy. Cut those testicles off. Why would I be distraught where we're playing?
I don't know. I don't follow
You have to travel a little bit.
I don't mind traveling. I got a great mugging-ass car.
There you go, Doug.
It's like flying. The thing's so smooth.
You don't have that hoopty anymore.
No. Got a nice Sirius XM. Listen to some classic vinyl on the way down.
Now that sounds like a good time.
Get a nice cup of Starbucks and just enjoy my ride.
It's really not that far. We act like we're driving halfway across the country. What, an hour? That's all it is? That's
well,
like
I mean, but I agree with you. And I made the drive and I went to the course, and I really liked the course, for real. I told Paul Tilley, who's the guy who operates it. Man, it's a great golf course. And I would go back. And so then when this situation presented itself, and he really wanted to host the Dotem, said, God bless America, let's see if it can make it work. But understandably, here at Hubbard, they wanted, before we were to schedule it, to see if the audience would want to participate in it. And so that's why they asked us on the show to discuss it with the audience on the show, utilizing the text inbox and or the phone lines, but most people text in, and engage the audience. Doug, what do they call it? Floating a trial balloon?
I've heard that said.
Yeah.
It's a nice little trial balloon.
I mean, you put it on social media, it's going to get crapped on.
Yeah.
But the text inbox, you can get some semblance of one-on-one private communication.
And these are the people that generally play, that come to our events. Not all of them, but they're the people that are serious about it.
Good majority.
Yeah, but also a lot of our listeners podcast, so we won't be able to get their feedback once they start listening later on today. And there's no way we can do it. You don't put it on the fan page. What do you think? Don't put it on social media because,
Well, there'll be a lot of people who can carpool down there or something.
Think about the Bon Terre totem pole that's about to go down.
What do you mean by that?
A couple days of just nothing but eating and drinking for these boys. You're going to have a situation in the restroom. On their hands.
Tim, does this qualify as engagement farming? Jackson lets us know what's engagement farming and clickbait. Is that what you track, Jackson?
Yeah, that's right. Like bait, usually.
Like bait, that's right.
No, this would not be engagement farming.
Here's a picture of Yadier Molina. And then you just get likes.
Yeah, there's that.
Yeah. The greatest of all time.
look, my post got 400 likes.
Yeah, how'd that do for your bank account? Tim, will the stone-faced gal be making an appearance in Bon Terre? That's from Sean Mahoney's Deadeye. She still live in the St. Louis area?
Yeah, still cutting hair.
She'll be really stone-faced when she hears it. It's
why is this still a thing?
Oh, she's going to be, yeah.
She's catted for me once.
She's going to be Medusa.
Like 4 years ago, she
turning
catted
people
for
into
me.
stone.
How is this still a thing?
It's always, everything's a thing on this show.
It was her icy demeanor.
But it was the Fan Page Club Championship. It wasn't at the Dotem.
Yeah.
Didn't she demand $40 a head?
She did, just for sitting out there.
She didn't demand anything.
And Jay said, pay the gal.
No, Jay put a tip jar out there, and people started tipping.
What were they tipping for?
Just because she's
A smile.
Because it was a girl.
One smile.
And Jay asked them. I guess they thought she's going to come to their cart and say hi, but she's catting for me. I don't know why Jay put a tip jar out, but she made like $400.
Guys, how about putting a poll on the app? You can replace the one that's been up there that says, if you ask if you've ever been turned on by somebody that you're talking on the phone with.
That's right.
That's how good the Merkin was.
I'm embarrassed about how hard I've tried to get that off, and I can't figure out how to get it, so it's kind of stuck there.
Oh,
and I think it's customer service rep.
Oh, my customer service rep that I was talking to?
When was this? Like a year ago?
Oh, longer than that. It's like one of the first things we did when we were here.
I hate the fact that Boots is going to blame the decrease in attendance on distance when it's actually the lack of star power when he drove away the needle-moving talent. That's from the horny banker, and he is loaded for bear this morning.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why people aren't going to play.
You just can't be happy.
The needle-moving talent.
There may be two people who, come just because of her. That's
More
it.
ways than one, you know what I mean?
Hey.
Yeah, I
People
don't
like seeing her, that's for sure.
I don't think it'd be a big
Well, but they won't this year, so
attendance hit.
get over it.
Oh.
Go watch her movies.
Well, you're plugged into that industry. Is there someone else you might lure out with some wedding tackle?
No, because our listeners don't really, I don't think, follow the ones that I really dig. Like, I don't think Dillian Harper would do anything because all they do is make fun of her food. And the bigger ones are going to want money. Lisa Ann past her prime, she did it for free.
Oh.
But,
God. Past her prime? Is that what you said about her?
Ugh.
But the,
All right, didn't expect it.
She was part of the show. That's why she did it. She did it out of the goodness of her heart because she enjoyed it.
I don't care. I'm done with her.
Oh.
Hi, burning bridges.
There's no bridge left to burn.
I'm kidding. I don't think that is either. I agree with you.
But, the Lexi Bells and Riley Reeds and Angela Whites, they're not going to come in for free.
Man, I tell you, Katie Cush wants to come in and feature.
I talked to her.
Is that the teacher?
No, just my buddy Maddie Dreads. She's an up-and-comer now, banging with the best of them.
She told me to tell you hi. I talked to her on
she's fantastic.
Monday
She's super nice.
to see if just to put a feel out there that is she doing any featuring this summer? Maybe we could tie it into something. And she said, "Yeah, I want to get out there. Just call my people and because they got my schedule." But Wolf isn't interested.
Wolf.
Who is Wolf?
I don't know who Wolf
He
is.
runs
I've never met him.
Hustler Club.
Oh, you're trying to line up guests for the Hustler Club?
I'm trying to
It's
see.
good on Iggy's part.
I'm trying to get her a feature here.
So
And
the
if she
answer
would-
is yes.
and if
You're
she would
trying to
come-
line
if
up.
she would come in for that weekend to feature, then she'd probably come out to the golf course. And I think a lot of people know who Katie Cush is because of being on Pepper and Genie.
See,
Oh, God, yeah,
Hell
3
yeah.
listeners.
I love Iggy for that, and I think that I think that is a good promotional tool for her. But I don't know if it would work out.
Not to mention she's just fun.
Yeah, she's actually
bubbly.
really cool.
She always interacts with her fans. She's never mean to anybody. And she's very attractive. And she just signed a contract with Blacked.
Blacked. That's one of my favorite. Blacked Raw has got to be my favorite.
Oh,
name
is that your
for any-
favorite? Is Black Raw your
I
favorite?
don't
Is
even
it-
know what it is.
Just the name. It just you feel dirty typing it. You feel dirty saying it. Oh my God.
Well, maybe there's someone out in that area. Because if you're lining up featured dancers at the Hustler Club, they may not want to make the drive to Bonne Terre for a golf tournament. Early the next
Nobody,
morning.
and I mean nobody, wants Katie Cush. We only want Lisa Ann. That's from Harrison's Brother Matt.
Well, you're not even playing.
Well,
yeah,
you've never played. You're not playing in this. All
the
you do
man
is
seems
trash
pretty high
things.
for Lisa Ann.
Yeah, I've seen one
Oh,
text.
this is what your typical Lisa Ann simp. He had donated a bunch of money, thinking in hope that he'd get a used pair of panties or like a foot pick. These are your typical simps who are disappointed that they can't see boobs from a distance in a creepy fashion at a golf course.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on the fan page that actually thought they had a shot with her, so they're upset. Well, dream on.
I know an Althoff 4 who would bring boob sweat and a smoker's cough to the dotem. At least 50% of the thicks attending will still drool over her. That's from Shrimply Pibbles, and he thinks the audience's taste is a little low tier.
And he called her an Althoff thick?
Althoff 4.
Oh. The thicks
That's a
would-
rough one.
Okay. I thought that was an all-boys school. It isn't, I guess, huh?
Well, it's a
It's a-
class,
it's a
class
Catholic
six,
school
class
in
6A.
Belleville.
There should be a lot of people there to choose from.
I know. I just thought it was an all-boys school. I could be wrong. Is DeBerg the only co-ed Catholic school in town? John Kennedy used to be. That's not
Yeah.
around anymore.
About Rosary when that was around, right? That was
I'm
cool,
not
I
sure
think.
about that. I think all the others are one-sex schools.
Althoff has boys and girls.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. So it is possible to bring an Althoff 4 for the thicks.
Shout out to the Crusaders.
Okay. They've turned out some good athletes.
Boy, howdy.
It's nice of you to back him up, Plowsy, but people want Lisa Ann because she made the show better, not worse. That's from Jay Randolph Jr., Fan Page Club champion, Dogtown Top.
You know what I got to say to this? And I am a big fan of Lisa Ann's. Her and Madison are really good friends. They talk often. I'm not bad. This is over now, though. Like, I think reliving it, and this isn't bashing anybody. It's just like, dude, what's done and done. There's no saving this. So bringing up Lisa Ann, it's disappointing she's not going to be there, but
people like to pick
this
the
is
scab.
it. You know, this is what we're at. Let's, move on, move past, and enjoy the show, enjoy a fantastic golf tournament, and, the fellowship and the potential banging at the hotel. There's all great things that have been brought up today. We don't need to shadow it.
Look, if you want to go back and listen to the show, the segment, I can't tell you how many times I've said that she's done great things for this show, great things for us, and she's been nice to our listeners. So I don't know why you're saying that I'm glad she's gone. No, she's gone. That's all there is to it. I had nothing to do with it. She did it on her own.
Plowboy, if it's over, why does Ken take shots every other day? That's from Dogtown Ty.
Look, I'm just saying in general, like, it's, sadly that relationship and kind of fizzled. But that doesn't mean in the future she can't come back. But right now, she's not going to be at this year's Dotem. So let's just enjoy what we're going to have have a great time, and like I said, enjoy each other's company.
Who are the thicks going to drool over? I'm done wearing tight khakis.
Althoff 4, right? With the smoker's cough?
I guess that's our next best.
I'm actually interested to see an Altov 4. Get that barometer of what Altov.
And you have to pay them. There'd be a jar there, and just for being a girl, you have to give them money.
I don't know if that was the arrangement with the Altov 4 or not.
And I find it odd that the people that are saying that are the people that trash me every day and take shots at me every day, but then, but he keeps taking shots. Okay for you guys to do it, but if I do it a couple times,
I love that noise. It's like Jar Jar Binks meets
guttural noises.
Let's see. You can.
There's a ton of texts, I
These
think.
texts are unbelievable. 314-881-TMA5. Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty text inbox is where you can talk it over. Jeff Lotman, Doug Watchus, JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's JEFFLOTTMANN.com. Looking to buy or sell your home? Work with Jeff Lotman of Compass Realty. Text inbox sponsor. And he has been doing it in St. Louis for more than 22 years. More than $500 million in real estate transactions in the St. Louis area. He knows the market, and he has the connections. So if you're looking to buy a home or looking to sell your home, work with Jeff Lotman at jefflotman.com. JEFFLOTTMANN.com. That's Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty, sponsor of our text inbox here on TMA, just like Design Air Heating and Cooling is sponsor of our email of the day, which comes your way at 9:45 the morning after at InsideSTL.com. Design Air, online at DesignAirService.com. Get the air conditioning checked out because, Doug, sweet mother of mercy, look at this weather. High of 77 today.
Nice.
High of 76 tomorrow.
Sweet
It
action.
was looking like it was going to be cold this weekend. No, sir. High of 60 on Friday. High of 68 and sunny on Saturday.
Perfect.
High of 56 and sunny on Sunsbin. Monday, 42 degrees.
We'll get through it.
We'll get through it. But then we're back up. 52, 69, 62, 64, and sunny. So there you go. Get your air conditioning checked now with Seth Goldcamp and his staff at Design Air Heating and Cooling, official HVAC provider of TMA and the Tim McKernan Show podcast. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at DesignAirSurface.com. Let's see. I mean, all these texts are about Lisa.
Oh, they want her back.
Well,
well, why don't you go have your own golf tournament and fly her out? As long as she can take 700 pictures for social media, she'll come in.
It's not about her on the golf tournament. It's about your comments on the Pastor Prime thing. That's what they're
Well, she's not doing porn anymore. Normally, when you quit porn,
No, you quit porn, you're not past your prime.
You're past your prime in porn.
She's still working, isn't she?
Not in porn, she's not. So you're past your prime as far as acting in porn.
Well, some people quit, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're past their prime. It just means they quit. Maybe got enough money.
Well, she's like 50. That's usually past your prime as far as acting in porn.
I don't know.
It wasn't a shot. It's, I'm pretty sure Christy Canyon is past her prime as far as porn.
Was Sandy Koufax past his time? Was Barry Sanders past
he
his
quit
prime?
because of an injury. How you
I did
how
like
you
it wasn't
comparing
a
Hall
shot.
of Fame baseball players
These
to
people are in their
a porn
prime.
star?
Sometimes in your prime, you just say,
Not
I had
in
enough.
porn. Not in porn.
Oh, thank you.
No one,
Well, there's
She's still doing- she's
There's a
still doing it.
unicorn. She's the white whale.
Yeah, she's still doing porn. It's past her prime.
no one would ever give it up just because they decided, I'd rather do something else now.
Well, there's got to be an age where you're past your prime. Prime age for porn.
in here.
Yeah.
Prime for porn is usually between 22 and 32. I mean, you're becoming a MILF in porn at 26.
Oh, even then, you're almost grandma at 30.
I'm a MILF.
Hot.
Nice.
I saw Katie Cush post the other day. She says she's doing MILF. What is she, 23?
Yeah, she's 24 and she did a MILF scene.
So when you're past, when you're 50, you're probably past your prime in porn.
Well, that would be in the eye of the beholder.
Well, that was my opinion. If the texters don't agree with it, I think it's a shot. It wasn't a shot. It's just,
Plowek or the texters agreeing with it.
no, I'm sure they're not. No.
Man, the texts are coming in hot. And they are spicy takes.
Are they spicy?
A lot of people saying Iggy Path and Prime. I've seen that one quite
Yeah, I
a
probably
bit.
am. But I'm not in porn. I mean, you're never past your prime to talk.
Well, I don't know about that.
I don't know what this means. Mr. Lick says, I can't wait to call in and discuss quiet quitting. Doug, what does that mean?
Oh, okay. It's a new thing to where people just do their job and not go above and beyond. That's what they call quiet quitting, is if you don't go above and beyond. Yeah, corporations taking advantage of people wanting to get more work out of you and then complain that you're not doing more
That's
work.
quiet
the way you're
quitting?
doing- That's
Is that right?
quiet quitting. It's more like corporations being asses, but it's also considered quiet quitting.
Well, don't call in here and talk about that because
Oh, you call in here, I'm going to give the wrath, man.
Oh, are you?
our
Trust
corporation
me.
is not. Hubbard's the best in the world. And you don't know what I do around here. You don't know what my job description is. I do a 3-hour show. You don't know what goes on after that, before that.
Not much.
This is like
weekends.
preventative deflecting. Hasn't even called in yet.
Jackson knows.
Well, he said
We
I
don't
can't-
even know what the topic is.
He said I can't wait to call in to talk about it. Well,
Well, you don't know if he's going to take a shot at you.
no, not at all. He's going to talk about a coworker from 3 years ago that he
Yeah,
has a
well,
problem with.
I'll
I'm
tell you
sure.
what,
His
he wants to
reputation
start
precedes
complaining about
himself.
people doing their job that they were hired to do, and they're not going above and beyond it. I'm going to blow up. So get ready, Licks. That's a huge issue of mine. You're
Look, I was
hired
very
to do a
happy
job.
with
You're not
my-
hired to go above and beyond it.
I was very happy with my year in review with Tommy. He was very.
Back to you.
Well, that's what he's talking about. And if my
don't
bosses
know
or
that.
Tim or weren't happy with my performance, they would say you got to do this. You suck.
Yeah.
So, and you don't know what I do around
You
here,
wouldn't
so-
consider quiet quitting, would you?
Well, that means that I would come in here and if somebody asked me to do something, nope, I'm done at 10. Don't ask me to do anything. I guess that's what quiet quitting is, to do more than I do whatever I'm asked to do.
Quiet quitting and being taken advantage of, and allowing corporations
Is that
and
what it
bosses
is?
to
I'm going to
take
look it up
advantage.
because I honestly.
Well, I don't
Yeah, doing the effort given, not going the extra mile for your employer.
Oh,
Meaning you're not doing extra free work to have your employer bank more cash, or like that. Quiet quitting is a joke to me. It's made up by people who don't like their workers just doing their work. They want to do 3 people's jobs.
All right, the official definition, Doug, per Investopedia.
Okay.
Doing the minimum requirements of one's job and putting in no more time, effort, or enthusiasm than absolutely necessary. That is the official.
And I was very accurate with my assessment. They want you to go above and beyond. And
Well, if you're going to get ahead in your field, you're probably going to have to go above and
it
beyond.
all depends on Doug. It's all variables. It all depends on what field and this is the career you're looking for. But if you're hired for a job and you do that job, you're not expected to do twice as much for the same amount of income. Like that to me
Well,
is
twice as much, no. But
going
if,
the extra mile.
but if somebody
is-
says, hey, we got a problem, you mind sticking around a half hour later and help with this problem? Or are you just going to say, no, I'm done? Or
if
you
it's
gonna say,
free, then
"Whatever
you
it takes"?
don't do it for free. But if you get paid for it, yes, absolutely.
But if you're a salaried employee,
Then yes, yeah, that's fine.
All right, well, I have a problem with the definition to a certain extent. When Sea Monster left, and Pete was hired after Sea Monster, right? But it took a couple months or so. They asked me to produce the show and take Sea Monster's job. And I said, you going to give me the same salary? No. Well, why would I do it? Is that me not going above and beyond?
yeah, probably so.
Do his job plus be on the air, but we're not going to pay you what he was making. I mean, is that quiet quitting or whatever it's called?
It could have been. I'm just saying the people that usually get ahead and rise to the top of their industries or their business are the ones willing to do a little more than the guy next to them.
Well, there'd been a lot
Usually.
more.
30 years ago. 40
And if
years
Hubbard would have asked me, I'd do it, but it wasn't Hubbard, and I wasn't saying yes to anything these people asked me.
So that you did quite quit there.
Well, they quiet quit on me for 3 years, so I'm just giving it right back.
I don't know. And corporations aren't inherently evil. And corporations employ a very large percentage of
This
the
wasn't a
American public.
corporation, if you remember,
But
Doug.
pay their health insurance, provide 401ks, provide a regular paycheck. They're not just evil because it's a corporation. There's some corporations that do fabulous things in this country.
They do.
That's like Jim. I'm not wrong. I explained what quiet quitting is to a T. You don't go the above and beyond and go the extra mile for your employer for no money. That's what quiet quitting is. I'm sorry. You have to know what your worth is, and you can't get taken advantage of, man.
You were
There are
there,
too
Doug.
many people out there that do that because they don't have any cards to play.
Mm-hmm.
So that quiet quitting, There isn't a quiet quitting. This is all made up.
I like how that was directed at Nutsack Jim.
Yeah, I know. It was hard for me
know if that was one of those things where you were reading a text.
Yeah, he doesn't read the text; he just responds to it. We have no idea what he's talking about.
That is one of my favorite Plowhawk moves.
It's hard to even get the text.
Because there's so many texts coming in.
So many.
I'm looking for who's Jim.
Watch out! Here comes Nutsack Jim.
Clip that off. And he's like 3 full scrolls down.
Dude, it's insane.
And he sent it just a minute ago. There's so many damn texts coming in. Doug, they're angry as hornets on
I'm
Jackson's
sure they
birthday.
are. I'm sure they are.
Nutsack
Plowsy,
Jim.
you nailed the definition. That's for sure.
I don't know if I nailed it, but that's what it is. Like, that's not to a T, but that's kind of what it is. It's not.
The separate conversation is, should you go above and beyond if you're not getting paid for it?
Yeah, I think, and that's the real question and issue.
And there should be a misnomer there, a prerequisite. Who's asking you? I just said if Hubbard asked me, I'd do whatever they asked me to do. The people before that we were at, nah, I'm not going to do anything you asked me to do that I'm not getting paid for.
So you quiet quit on them.
Then I probably did then.
Yeah. Okay.
So Sea Monster left like in June, July 2018, Doug. Is that correct?
I don't
Chili
have
Chili?
the dates.
And then I think Gangster Pete started around August of 2018. And then Jackson started in December of 2020.
Yep.
My memory serves.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a couple months before Pete came on board.
I mean, that's certainly possible.
Yeah. So, I mean, I basically did Sea Monster's job, but because they had nobody else. So I think I was
And you
saying-
didn't want Sea Monster's job?
No, I didn't. Well, not for what they wanted. They wanted to keep my same salary. And I said, why would I take a job and you're not going to give me the money you're paying him?
Yeah.
So I still had to fill in until I hired Pete. So I was still doing the log and
That era.
You loved battling with Lipson.
Yeah, that era of five. That era of
that was a
590.
bad couple months for me. I can't tell you how many times I just left to go. I said, I'm going to smoke. You people can wait to get the podcast. I don't care.
But that era of 590 was
Gosh,
quiet quitting.
Doug,
Because,
is this attorney would you recommend?
Stop saying things like that.
but you can't bring up that 590 era because, like, I was fired 4 times for nothing that I did. It was just cutting costs and trying to prove a point to people.
You
Like
had
that-
it coming.
Yeah, like that. It's hard to say that, oh, you've been fired 3 times at the same from, JH. I don't even want to say his name. I mean, if you've ever met that dude for 5 seconds, you would realize what a joke it was. You know what I mean? So it's hard to use those as
It's
real
amazing that you
examples.
kept coming back.
I love the show. I'm back again.
Yeah.
I love the show.
Was your first termination the one where we were doing the show and we all got an email?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay, that was Doug. That was March of 2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
So where Swope
And
got
then-
you fired?
No, 3 months later, that was it.
Swope got you fired?
Well, he posted the excerpt about the best ofs playing the next day. We're not going to run the same
That was
show.
March of 2019.
Okay, then
I'm certain of that because Pete got fired that month too.
Then that's the first one. And then the second one, I was gone. I was heading to a weekend of floating and called me on like a Saturday at 6 a.m. and said, hey, bud, you're let go. You're fired. And then I got off the river at 4 p.m. and had 4 voicemails. And the 4th one I listened to was how they go, hey, man, I messed up. We want you back. Give me a call back. So, I got fired for 8 hours.
Probably had to drop off an envelope at $10,000 in cash in order to get that done.
So if we could really tell those stories fully, like, you would understand what we were dealing with.
When you were floating down the river, did you just stand up and start singing, "Nobody knows the trouble I've seen"?
I just left my phone in the car because I don't want to bring it on the river. So I got back and turned it on, and I was like, God, my phone blew up. It was all from one dude, JH.
Mr. Lick says, now I really cannot wait to call in and discuss quiet quitting. That's from Mr. Licks.
Yeah, we can't wait.
I
to hear
actually
from you.
do not want to take his call. Jackson, I know you can put him on hold.
I want
may
for my
not take
birthday.
his
I
call.
want Mr. Licks to call in.
Nah, fine. I'll accept that. It is a birthday.
That's all I want.
Listen, we kind of stumbled on a fun little topic, Doug.
Yeah.
Quiet quitting.
Yeah, bringing back memories.
It got the text line rolling.
Could it
too.
also
Read
be
that.
defined as doing the absolute minimum of your job?
That's what that's the definition.
That's
is
what it's
minimum.
doing,
But
the
you're-
absolute minimum.
The minimum is what you're hired to do at your job. Would be my guess. Correct?
Yeah. But if you were hiring other people, if you were in a management position, you wouldn't want a bunch of people doing just the minimum. You would want them to do kind of whatever it takes to get the job done, right?
I think you would want them to intrinsically want to because they have passion for what they're doing.
Yeah, you don't wanna
as
force
opposed
it.
to like But I mean, there's fine lines and nuance in all of this. Like,
Right.
there's
I'm not saying you expect them to stay another 3 hours at your whim.
There's like kind of a fine line between like paying your dues and doing some things that you know will pay off in the long run, and then being taken advantage of.
But
you got to find that line.
I've worked with some union people who said, "I'm not on the." You got something really important to say. Well, I'm not on the clock for another 2 minutes. I'm not doing it. I mean, it's infuriating.
Right. There's
But
stuff
they
like
got
that.
away with it.
Yeah. There's a fine line between all of it, and you just got to find it based on your personality and where you're working.
Mm-hmm.
This needs to go straight to the best ofs. Dingus is assuming every text is about him, while Dongus responds to the text inbox without explaining what the text is. It's as good as it gets, Doug. That's from Shrimply Pibbles, whose wife, I think, is in the Fan Page Club Championship.
Is she
We're firing on all cylinders.
I'm not
this morning.
assuming they're all about me. I'm just going by what is read about me, which is most of them.
My favorite, though, when Jackson
And
brought
I'm
it
not
up,
reading 90% of them.
when Licks just wanted to call in about quiet quitting, and Jackson had a great quote. We don't even know when he talked about Iggy. I immediately thought it was about him and was defending him when we don't even know.
Yeah, I know. I didn't even because I didn't really know what quiet quitting was. So I didn't know what the hell he was talking about.
Well, all of his calls start off with me.
That is true.
JT Poston, he said he's a great putter. What about this? What about this? What about this? What about this?
This is a fun show. A lot of engagement.
I figured quiet quitting was you quit and don't tell anybody that you quit.
Rich Gould did that.
You just kind of walk out the door. No one sees
That's
you
what
again.
quiet quitting should be.
Yeah.
Oh, where'd he go? You see that all the time in like fast food. It's just like,
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
where'd Becky go? Oh, she's gone.
Well, that's not doing more than you're asked to do. That's doing less than what you're paid to do. I'm not coming in on a Friday, Junior. That's my day I don't come in. He's paid, but he doesn't even come in on Fridays.
And how long did he get away with that?
As long as he worked there.
And say
Nobody
we-
said anything to him.
Really?
And say what you want about you getting dumber and your brain hurting. This is fun. What we're doing is having fun. A topic that we hardly ever talk about. We made it fun, and now we get to hear
Quiet
Mr.
quitting.
Licks.
Yeah, Mr. Licks, is he on?
No, I figured he will be in the next
We do
hour.
have to get Gould on, though, so he just wrote a children's book.
I saw that
Rich
picture.
Gould.
Believe it or not, Gould wrote a children's book.
Jeremy Rutherford will be on. We know that. He's presented to you by Mark Hanna. He comes your way at 9 o'clock. Mark Hanna, Evergreen Wealth Strategies, presenting Jeremy Rutherford. And we have the Design Air Heating and Cooling coming up also in the Schaefer Door Company, 9 o'clock hour. So there it is. The Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour in the books. And the conversation started, Doug, if you can trace it all the way back, with the Hansel and Gretel breadcrumbs. The Dotem, if it's going to happen this year, if and only if, would take place at Terre de Lac Golf Course in Bonne Terre. And then the show would most likely host a little event in that area in between, like Thursday night, and we would stay at a hotel. What would happen there, I don't know. You have NDAs already printed up by council, and so everybody would have to sign those NDAs. And then go back and play another round of golf on Friday, and so that is the situation.
But if you drive down there and just play golf and don't take part in any of the other events, you're quiet quitting on the Dotem.
Wow.
Wouldn't that be accurate? You're only going to do the minimum is
Well, it's
play
not
golf.
a job. It's an activity. They're not getting paid to come.
Well, I don't know. There could be some bets out there on the course. Gosh, we've opened up a whole can of worms.
Yeah, all we want to do is get a gauge on the Dotem, and somehow it turned into...
I think we'll have a good turnout. I think people get excited about these little trips like that. And again, it's a little trip. It's an hour. You don't have to stay if you don't want to, but I think the option of staying is intriguing.
So there you go. All right, we will close out the Munganess St. Louis Acura, Munganess Burkhardt, Alton Toyota, 7 o'clock hour. This is TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen.
Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with a great TMA sponsor, and that is Longo Biggs Injury Law Firm. And you may hear a bunch of out-of-state law firms advertising here and there all over on billboards and so on and so forth. But the thing is, oftentimes their goal is to just settle and move on, and that's not what you guys do.
Yeah, this is CD Longo, and you hear us talking a lot about maximizing the value of cases, but what does that actually mean? Well, as Tim said, there's lots of personal injury lawyers in St. Louis, and everyone handles cases differently. We focus on getting the highest dollar amount for your injuries, not just getting a resolution quickly. We're constantly tracking all the settlements and verdicts in the area. This helps us advise our clients on whether a settlement offer is too low. And if the amount of compensation being offered is too low, we are happy to file lawsuits and proceed to trial to ensure our clients receive an amount that is fair. Visit our website or Google us at Longo Biggs Injury Law.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Temperatures are finally warming up here in St. Louis, and while that means more fun in the sun, it could also spell disaster for your lawn. Rain equals spring weeds, and now is the best time to get ahead of it. Green Envy has been here in St. Louis for more than a decade, servicing and treating lawns just like they would their very own. Crabgrass can lay dormant for years until the conditions are right, and the massive amounts of moisture we've had is sure to wake up even the oldest crabgrass seeds. Green Envy only uses products that have been formulated for Missouri soil, weather conditions, and turf types, not national generic products that are insufficient and ineffective. Let the experts at Green Envy help you choose the best treatment program for your lawn this season. Phone lines are open 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 to 1 to take your calls and answer questions. Call Green Envy today at 636-757-1600 or visit greenenvylawns.com and make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
In business since the 50s, Collier & Thompson are known for kitchen and bathroom remodels. But they do so much more. If it's an interior remodeling job, Collier & Thompson can probably help. Basements, wine rooms, man caves, bars, accent rooms, fireplace walls, office, you name it. No need to visit 5 to 10 showrooms when Collier & Thompson provides all your needs in their showroom on Manchester Road in Baldwin. Come home to quality with Collier & Thompson. Let them bring your dream remodel to reality. CollierandThompson.com.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here right now with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. I made the switch to start working with you, James. It couldn't have been easier to make that switch to start saving money.
Well, I appreciate that, Tim, and we appreciate your business. Yeah, this is the time to save money. My goodness, we're all feeling it at the grocery store, at the gas pump, etc. So if you've noticed that your insurance rate has gone up, I want to stress how easy it is to get a proposal from us by going online at carltoninsurance.net.
Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency online at carltoninsurance.net.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with Seth Goldcamp of Design Air Heating and Cooling, and I have been a long-time Design Air client. What separates you guys from everybody else?
It's becoming more common for companies to just get their foot in the door. They try to come up with different ways to upsell. They try to see how much they can make off of a customer as opposed to, hey, we're in there to do a service. We're going to do it well. We're going to do it for a fair price.
I don't know how many emails I have received from our listeners who experience the incredible customer service Design Air Heating and Cooling provides. It's Design Air Heating and Cooling online at designairservice.com.
Chow Chow on the Hill is your one-stop shop for all your pet supplies. As soon as you walk through their doors, you and your pet are considered family and treated with superior service and personalized attention. Jessica is the owner and is a certified pet nutritionist and is passionate about educating her clients on the product that will keep your pets happy and healthy. My favorite part about Chow Chow is its connection with All Paws Safe Haven, an organization that helps shelter animals find forever homes. To learn more about Chow Chow, visit CIAOCHOWSTL.com or stop by and tell them Plowsy sent you.
The Illinois Recovery Center is dedicated to providing precise and authentic care to those seeking help and treatment. Recovery, it's not just a goal, it's a transformative journey. At Illinois Recovery Center, you'll find an unwavering commitment to provide the support, guidance, and personalized care you or your loved one needs to rediscover a life filled with purpose, strength, and lasting renewal. If you or someone you know wants more information about the Illinois Recovery Center, please call 888-472-9559 or visit IllinoisRecoveryCenter.com.
TMA listeners have a lot to think through financially. Saving for retirement and college while also paying bills and enjoying life along the way. Call Mark Hanna. Mark works with you to design a strategy to do your finances right. It's a straightforward approach that starts with a 15-minute phone call to discuss your needs. Visit evergreenstl.com or give Mark a call at 314-889-0503 today. Mark Hanna offers securities through Equitable Advisors, LLC, member FINRA, SIPC, a broker-dealer. Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Evergreen Wealth Strategies is not a registered investment advisor and is not owned or operated by Equitable Advisors or Equitable Network.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
After a serious car accident, people have two questions. Why me and what now? Well, no one knows why you, but I'm Terry Crouppen, and my law firm Brown & Crouppen sure can help with the what now. Car repairs, medical bills, lost wages, pain and suffering. We're Brown & Crouppen, and we've got all those answers. All you have to do is call 222-2222.
You're hearing TMA all day on KPNT HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. Featuring The Morning After, live from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Then a full show replay from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Followed by the best of TMA from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. And another same-day replay starting at 10 p.m.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After.
KPNT FM HD2.
Collinsville, St. Louis.
Bill's Club. Yeah, it's Bill's Club. It's the Morning After, and it's a show presented to you by Brown & Crouppen. Welcome to the 8 o'clock hour. My name is Timothy Michael McKernan. That's Douglas Elvin Vaughn, Kenneth Iggy Strode, the Plowhawk, and Action Jackson with you on the program. Doug, the texters. What did you say, angry as hornets?
Yeah, or little bandy roosters.
Yeah, Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty text inbox. Call into the Collier and Thompson phone line, 636-9004 TMA, and email in for our Design Air Heating and Cooling email today, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com, and compete with somebody who's making a statement in the month of March, and that is Blueberry Pop Pop. That's coming your way at 9:45. Doug's going to do Balloon Party with me today. How about that?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, a rare treat. Jackson,
We'll get through it.
Yeah, you're going to get your first. I think they'll love you on Balloon Party, but maybe I'm off the mark. Jackson, are you adjusting the Wide Berth Wednesday for Doug's appearance?
I am. Matter of fact, I'm calling it Doug's Wide Berth.
Ah!
Oh. So I have a wide berth to talk about just about anything?
Well, just that you have a wide berth in general.
You have to keep it to sports over there?
For the most part.
Okay.
But there's some good sports media questions in there as well.
Yeah, is that right?
There.
Yeah.
You're going to be asking questions?
Yeah, that's the Little Piddles Wide Berth Wednesday.
Okay.
Or I just say to the audience, I'll give you $35 to come up with the topic.
You start, and
it's
you
one
pay
of these,
women to
essentially
call in
one or the
still?
other. The mic drop, Stephen Wild.
Oh.
Yeah,
Nobody can accuse you of quiet quitting. You're doing an extra hour.
Yeah, well, it's not that big of an ordeal. I'll just bop on down there.
Bop.
If I was asked, I'd do it. So does that count?
You're looking for extra credit now, aren't
I'll
you?
never be asked. I'll never be asked, but I said I'll do it if you ask me.
Let's see. Cycling on. Happy birthday, Jackson. We are birthday buddies. Love you, boys. That's from Karen. How about that?
Thanks, Karen.
Well,
very sweet. And it's her birthday apparently too, so happy birthday to you, Karen.
Nice. Is it a dude?
Probably so.
Yeah. This person is often signed off as Karen. So.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Chris Raby has done an audio postcard, Doug.
Oh, good. We love those.
I have not heard this.
All right, is it in the system?
Mhm.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I see it. Number 6.
Jackson, you've heard it?
I briefly listened to the first part of it, but I
Oh.
kind of like to come into these fresh.
Okay.
I miss Tippins, too. Tippins has some good pie.
Oh, they had great pies.
Yeah. Are they completely out of business now?
I think so.
So, Tippins Pies.
Yeah.
Real Ken of Genius.
Real can of genius.
That's Ribby there.
The trip that turned pockets into pies.
First time I ever had it, Neil Burton, who was the brother of Nelson Burton Jr.
2 Burtons in the mix, double serving of Burton, getting Ken's pie fix.
We were going to Reno for a bowling tournament. I was actually going to work, so we all went out together.
The Burton boys ready to hit the road with Strode. Strode road trips, pies and lies, pies and lies.
And he stopped at a Tippins, and I'd never heard of it before.
Do mine eyes deceive me? I've never come across a confectioner quite this pastry-based.
We had a cheeseburger, which is great. He said, you got to try the pie.
Oh no,
those Burtons are animals. They're not afraid what the car's gonna smell like. It's gonna be a bunch of farts after burgers and pie. That's really gonna smell. It's gonna be nasty, and Ken's gonna do that nasty fart noise.
I said, oh, this is the best pie I've ever had in my life. I'd never heard of Tippins.
Well, I guess when you're dirt poor and you're a chimney sweep, you don't have finer things in life like pie.
Yeah, I used to order butterscotch, the only place that would make butterscotch pie.
You're so gross and old, stop with the butterscotch. And thoughts and prayers to the Burton boys. I hope all that Ken didn't make them blow their brains out.
Oh.
What made him do the Tiffin pie one?
That's just one of his worst ever.
Nice little pie postcard, I thought.
I think it was fun. It was not long.
Yeah. It's
The
tiny.
Burton boys.
Right?
Not much effort put into it.
Well, that took some effort. He had to do some singing.
No, I usually...
Is Raby quiet quitting on his postcard?
I usually praise his postcards. I think they're funny. This one was kind of dumb.
Oh, gosh.
Just a day of me trashing everybody.
You said Letha Ann was past her prime,
Yeah,
and now you said Raby's fallen asleep on the
Is
postcard.
there a post on that on the fan page yet?
Doug, have you seen the post on that?
I
guess I'll
haven't-
check the fan
Haven't. I
page.
guess we should check.
Kind of like to hop in there sometimes.
I'll tell people about Mentality while you guys check the fan page on Facebook. Mentality, low T, USA. .com. FDA approved testosterone treatment, low energy and low motivation, weight gain or muscle loss, fatigue, tired all the time, feeling anxious and moody, irritable. Well, those are symptoms of low testosterone. Decreased mental acuity, attention span, and stress can cause focus issues on even the most simple tasks. Belly fat, feeling bloated, and a lack of lean muscle and tone that used to be easy to get rid of or maintain. Symptom of low testosterone. Well, Mentality is a local healthcare facility specifically dedicated to helping men feel and perform at their very best. Even if you've tried testosterone before, not everyone understands the blood chemistry in men's bodies. Mentality can help. The normal range for testosterone is large. If you've been to a doctor and they told you that you were normal without understanding the range or testing your free testosterone, it wasn't fully looked at, come get checked with us at Mentality. That's low T, USA.com. Mentality, low T, USA.com. Doug, tell the people about our title sponsor, Brown and Crouppen.
Well, that's who they are. Brown and Crouppen, Terry Crouppen, Andy Crouppen, Ed Herman. They are the principals. We see them one or sometimes two, like yesterday, every Tuesday. And they talk it over and spread their wisdom around and let people get to know them a little bit. And the more you get to know them, the more you know that these are really sharp guys who will do a great job if you should have a personal injury lawsuit come up. Brown and Crouppen, local law firm, here to serve you. Been around in the St. Louis area since 1979 now, and they've grown to become one of the largest personal injury firms in the entire Midwest. Here's the key. They'll give you a free evaluation. You call them with your case. They'll say, yes, you got a case. No, you haven't. If they do, you proceed forward, and they work on a contingency basis. No upfront cost to you. If you don't get paid, they don't get paid, and they've won more than $1 billion in compensation for their clients. They know the ins and outs of the local scene here. They know the other lawyers. They know the judges. They know how the court system works here. Great guys to have in your corner when you really need them. If you think you may need Brown and Crouppen services, give them a call. I'll give that number right now. 314-222-2222, or you go to brownandcrouppen.com and make sure to let them know you heard about it here on TMA. Remember, the choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertising. Past results are no guarantee of future results, and every case is different and must be judged on its own accord.
Thank you to Brown and Crouppen for their presenting sponsorship. Thank you for your emails for the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. And thank you for calling in for the Collier and Thompson phone line 636-9004-TMA. And thank you for texting in the Jeff Lotman Compass Realty text inbox. And thank you, Munganess, for the Daily Fantasy Sports Showdown. Doug, is this the fifth major?
Well, that's what they like to call it, I guess. We'll go with it, I guess, if that would make you feel better.
I think it's a fifth major.
Okay.
Well, it's got 46 in the top 50. I think the only four not playing are on Live, I think.
Okay. All right.
Sorry, I'm bringing up my team.
Oh,
I made a few changes this morning.
okay. Well, we don't need to hear that you have two teams, and the
No, I
other
only
team
got-
that we never hear about always does so well.
I only got one.
Just give us the team that you
Only
got.
one. And Doug, you know, a lot of weeks I go through the past performances. There are some, horses for courses that play really well at certain courses. This is one that you really can't get a gauge because nobody really seems to play great in this thing for years at a time.
You played great there on the 17th hole.
Yeah, I birdied it. Birdied 16 too. Left it on the edge on 18.
course. Of course.
But the only guy that's really Max Homa has 2 top 15s his last 2 years. Other than that, you have somebody finish at 4th and they miss the cut.
Okay, so who'd you pick?
I'm just giving you some advice. So what's your lead?
I don't need advice. I picked blindly out of the box. Advice won't help.
What is the record now? Iggy 6-4. Is that right, Jackson?
Yeah.
Shots gained tee to green is what I'm looking for this week.
Oh, of course.
It's not a long course, Doug, but there's a lot of water. So we'll start at the bottom. I find my lowest price player.
Just give us his name.
Coming in at 6,500. A guy that I always play when length is not a priority here. You just got to put it in the fairway, and length is not a problem. So I'm going with Brendan Todd.
Brandon Todd. Okay.
Brendan Todd.
Brendan Todd. Whew, that was exhausting. Okay, Plowsy, if you should be so kind.
I just like to give you advice.
Big first pick here.
Okay, I don't know how big.
Big first pick of the major season.
Okay. Jordan Spieth.
Wow.
Not terrible.
What a response.
Okay.
9,500 Jordan Spieth.
Nice
All right.
pick, Doug. I'm staying in the 6,000s because I've got a...
sounds like Scheffler season.
No, nobody's ever won back-to-back here, so he's out.
Oh, there you go.
Just the name.
He's been playing well. Not a great success.
Who'd you
here.
pick?
He's had a couple of top 25s here, but nothing in a row. So I'm going with Nick Taylor.
Okay. Nick, that was a lot of build-up for Nick Taylor. Okay. Plowsy, if you could be so kind. All right. I've got one.
Boy, Nick Taylor's in form, Iggy. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Kevin Yu. Why you?
He's shown up a couple times this year.
Well, there goes Doug.
Kevin Yu.
No, he's in the low 6,000s.
Yeah, he's 6,100. Let's take a look. Wow, finished top 10 in the Cognizant Classic and top 10 at the Farmers. Huh.
He's really cooking.
Yeah. Like I said, he pops up there every once in a while.
Doug, that's a wide delta play. I like that.
Yeah, it leaves me a lot of room.
And when I saw this as 7,300, I guess it's such a strong field.
Oh, well.
I can't think of anybody that's played better than this guy worldwide over the last year. Whether it's on the DP Tour here, I think he's missed one cut in about the last 10 months. I'm going to go with Eric Van Rooyen.
Are you really? Eric Van Rooyen.
Van Rooyen.
Do you call him EVR?
Okay.
Saves time.
All right, I'll pick another one. Plowsy, if you could be so kind. Okay. Well, I have one. Lucas Glover. Okay, he got no response.
He's the one who missed his tea time for you.
I'm surprised you're bringing him back.
Well, I don't have a choice.
Why are you bringing him back?
Because he's going to be so cognizant of,
I would think.
the alarm that there won't be a chance he'll miss it.
Set a couple of alarms.
Nobody played better than him at the end of the season last year.
He kind of quiet quit last week and announced he's so glad that he's almost done with this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know how motivated he is.
Done with golf?
Yes.
Didn't he say he was not happy with the signature events? Is that who was saying
Yeah,
that?
he was. He just went off. I don't know what happened. Might have been the day he shot a 74 on Saturday and just said, "All right, I'm going to give you a thought here." Oh, he's 6,300, Doug.
Okay, 6,300.
All right, now let's get to my big boys. All in the 9,000s, Doug. We'll start at 9,600. Like I said, he's the only guy I could see that's played well here the last couple of years. I think he had an 8th and a 16th the last couple of years.
Okay.
He's starting to come into form. Was a little slow at the beginning of the year, but I'm going with Max Homa.
Are you? Max Homa. Homa.
Amanda Bellionis' favorite player.
Plowsy, if you could be so kind. Okay, I've got one here. Minwoo Lee.
Minwoo, shaking that ass, shaking that ass, shaking
Is
that
that the one who
ass.
shakes it?
Iggy, that's got to be tough for you, for Doug to take your guy. Plus 6,200 to win this thing.
Yeah, I didn't put him on this week because he
still looks cute, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
Oh, come on. Come on.
I think he's got the 3rd most followers on all of his Instagram accounts and Facebook and Twitter.
That's huge.
In all of his Instagram?
No, like the 3rd most on the PGA Tour with everything combined.
Well, who's number 1 and 2?
I would think Tiger's number 1 and probably Rory or JT because they do a lot of social media stuff.
And then Minwoo Lee, who's shaking that ass. He's number 3?
Yeah, well, Siwoo Kim shakes the ass. Minwoo Lee is just a good-looking dude, and his sister is very attractive, too.
Okay.
Where am I going here? Yeah, a guy that just hasn't let up since his victory a few weeks ago, Doug, and he's coming into form. I like it. He seems to play well on the Florida swing. I'm going to stick with Hideki Matsuyama.
Hideki Matsuyama.
Last time I played him, he missed the cut by 6 strokes. So.
Okay. So it makes sense that you would pick him now.
Well, he's playing well.
Now, am I supposed to just pick any these last 2 picks? Is that how it works?
You got 3 picks left, don't you?
2.
2.
Yeah, Doug, you can take...
I just got Xander Schauffele. I'll stick with him.
That's a good one. You have 8,800 to play with. I know that there's no numbers on that, but Fleetwood, Sahith Theegala,
Russell Henley, Tony Finau, where he be now, Sun J.M., Corey Connors, Matt Fitzpatrick, Tommy Kim. Those are all options for
Okay.
Sahith is
Well, I
pretty
just
good.
got Xander Schauffele. I'll keep him.
Yeah, you're good with Schaff.
Okay.
My final player, Doug, he could win this week.
Of course.
It's not like Scheffler last week when I said he's going to win. He could win. He's playing so well. Tee to green. I'm going with Will Zalatoris.
Will Zalatoris.
Doug, how do you like his ball striking?
Well, I think they all strike the ball. This is more of a shot sculptor's course.
Why don't you just pick one of the ones he gave you?
Well, I may if I get a bad one here. I got Siwoo Kim.
Oh, everybody's shaking their ass on your team. Siwoo and Minwoo.
Really?
He's a former winner of Players, I think.
He did win there.
Okay, I'll just play it
Sneaker
straight
ball.
Yeah, you're good, Doug. You only left 800 on the board.
Up.
Oh, that's a nice roster. How do you feel about
Lucas Glover screws you, though.
Just because he's quiet quitting?
He's going to be low owned, so if he
Quiet
can have a
quitting on the
decent weekend, that'll be nice for you.
Well, sometimes when guys kind of give up, they lose that anxiety and the nervousness, and they just go out and they do pretty well. You see that sometimes.
I don't know why he's upset with the signature events. He's getting in all of them, isn't he? He won last year. I think he won back-to-back last year, didn't he?
I don't have that information with me, and there's no way to find it.
Well, I'm not going to look it up because I don't care.
No,
he's
don't look up anything.
He's not on my team, so I don't care. I hope he misses another tee time.
Well, that's not very sporting.
Clip that off.
It's not very gentlemanly of you.
Well, I think we got 2 good teams. What did KG pick?
Jackson KG and O-Town, Steve.
Yeah, the great KG in O-Town. He has not yet texted me his lineup.
Wow. Well, he's working on that Jay Randolph Jr. Fan Page Club Champion.
Yeah, he's got time. They don't tee off tomorrow until probably 7:30 Central, maybe a little earlier. So he's got time.
Well, it's a full field, probably 7 o'clock our time. Or 6 o'clock our time, 7 o'clock Florida time.
Ponte Vedra.
Nice little area out there in the Jacksonville area.
Never been.
Rory said yesterday, I saw a clip of him talking about how his first Players' Championship, he was 20 years old. He missed the cut and then went out to the Jacksonville area bars and just got denied because he had a fake ID. That's how he spent his first Players' Championship.
They got a very cool boardwalk there in Jacksonville.
A good
nightlife scene there.
I could look it up.
But you're not going to.
But I know.
That could be the title of your memoirs.
No, when me and my brother-in-law played, we drove from Orlando to play. Kind of a jaunt, but for free. Yeah, let's drive to play Sawgrass. But I'm pretty sure we passed St. Augustine.
Yeah, probably did. It's right up in there.
I'm just curious.
How did you get to play free?
Jay Williamson got us on.
Huh.
Jay Double.
He was a PGA member, and if you're a PGA member and you have your card, you're a member at Sawgrass.
You can just call and let anybody on there?
I called JW, and he said, you're taken care of. I don't care. I don't mind asking for free golf.
No, I know that to be the case.
That's why I haven't paid.
Yeah.
I just swore we passed St. Augustine. It wasn't that far away, but I don't know.
Well, just look it up on a map.
I will, because now I'm curious. How far you think St. Augustine is from Jacksonville?
I bet my dad texts in a moment because I love going to St. Augustine.
I'll just go with the...
I'm going to take 75 miles.
75?
That's where I'm going to go.
I'll say 74 miles.
Price is right at them.
I'll go 55.
Okay. I'm just going to ask the fake Siri.
This will go well.
Can't wait.
How far is St. Augustine from Ponte Vedra, Florida?
The drive from Ponte Vedra Beach to St. Augustine is 27.5
27, Doug?
We all overbid.
No, I didn't. Oh, I overbid, but I got under Tim by 1 mile. I'm feeling really good about my geography right now.
Well, Jackson said 55. He's closer than you.
But we all overbid, so
Yeah.
we all walk away empty-handed.
St. Augustine, is that like the oldest
That's
city
right.
in the country?
Yeah. Home of the World Golf Hall of Fame.
That's a cool area.
And I think there's 3 courses there. It's called the Bear Arnold's got a course there. Nicholas has a course there, and Gary Player has a course there.
Okay.
It's all in that area where the World Golf Hall of Fame is.
Yeah. Well, you should be in that Hall of Fame as well.
No, not the Golf Hall of Fame.
I don't know why you're not.
There's a couple more bowling ones I should be in.
I don't know about that.
And probably the St. Louis Hall of Fame.
For what?
St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame.
For what?
For all my years in service to sports radio.
Years in service.
All the quiet quitting you did.
Quiet quitting.
You'd be in the Quiet Quitters Hall of Fame.
Quiet Quitters. So we should start that, the Quiet Quitters Hall of Fame. Yeah, quite a few I could put in there. Maybe that'll be a chapter in the book, Quiet Quitters Club.
There's not going to be a book, though, is there?
Yeah, you never know.
There's not going to be a book.
Do it!
If you're looking for money to sail off into the sunset, I think this is the one option that can get you a lot quickly. And a lot is depending on what you deem a lot.
Right.
Well, I know enough people in this industry around the country that would put me on their show to promote the book, so I'd get a lot
Who
of...
would put you on to promote a book about St. Louis radio?
No, it's about sports radio in general. A lot of people that follow sports radio would like to see behind the scenes of what it's like to be in sports radio and some of the trials and tribulations you have to go through.
What trials and tribulations? You call and the guy didn't pick up his phone?
You'll have to read the book.
Oh, God. That's
I
the
got better teasing.
Fifth
Got
grade
better
book
teasing.
report. That was the end of every fifth grade book report. I'll tell you how it ended, but you have to read the book to figure out. Oh, stop it!
I never said that. I just went to the page. I just went to the flaps of the book and just copied it.
You quiet quit even in school.
That's where it started. Cheat on test.
It's a proud legacy.
Just look over at. I think I used to copy off of Missy Dryers quite a bit.
Oh, did you? She was a good student?
Yeah, Craig Bess's wife.
Yeah.
She was a straight A student. I made B's in.
Oh,
I made
sure.
B's in grade school, but it's not
without even trying.
You don't really have to do anything in grade school. Color.
Add, subtract, read.
I was pretty good at 2 plus 2 early on in my life.
Yeah. Well, that in itself says a lot about
And most of
Hall
it
of
was,
Fame stuff.
most of it was religion based. Although I do have to say, when I got to Brentwood High School, my first year in math class in Brentwood High School, I said, "Is this going to be all year? I learned this in 5th grade."
Well, that doesn't say much for Brentwood High.
It didn't.
You got to 9th grade and you said, I learned all this in 5th grade.
Yeah, the math. I said, "This is. I learned all this already. This is nothing new."
I'll be darned.
I didn't care because it was easy, but
Yeah.
I fell asleep quite a bit in grade school.
You quiet quit in grade school.
I got tired of all the religion.
Well, did you ask your parents to send you to another school?
No, not for grade school. They said I could go to SLU if I wanted to. I had my choice between a Catholic private school or a public school.
SLU's
And I
not a
said,
grade school.
No, for high school. We lived in Brentwood, so we went to St. Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
But for high school, my mom said, you can go to send you to SLU or you can go to Brentwood. I said, well, you'll love this because you're going to save money. I'd rather go to a public school. I've had 8 years of religion, so not that I'm against religion, but I don't want it thrown down my throat every day I was in the school. I would get in trouble. All right, go say the Our Father 500 times. What? All I did was forget my homework. So even your punishment had to do with religion.
Did they even do that still 500 times?
I don't think now they do. Okay. And how are they going to know if you did it?
I don't know. I didn't go there myself.
I would never.
No.
I would never do it. They said, well, how are you going to know if I do it or not? You're not going to sit there and listen to me do it 500 times. You told me to go in the back and do it. I just went in the back and sat there.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've hijacked this one enough.
Okay.
We welcome people to give their thoughts. 6369004 TMA. And of course, here we go. Tim, you have to do better. Stop him, please. It's always on me. This is an amazing thing. It's a phenomenal thing. I don't know what happened. What caused it to always be on me? Nobody ever says, Doug, you got to stop him.
They probably do, but I just don't read the text.
They don't. I can tell you. I see them.
Doug usually plays along with it. He started asking me questions about it.
Just never know what rabbit hole you're going to climb
I'm
into.
sure a lot of our listeners went to Catholic school, know what I'm talking about.
Oh.
And if you didn't, you learned something.
No, I didn't go to Catholic school.
Tim did.
Public all the way here.
I don't know if it was the same with Tim at St. Gabe's, if he got in trouble and had to do religious stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it was as strict by the time I was in there, though, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't getting hit with rulers and ping pong paddles like we were.
You got hit with rulers?
Oh, yeah.
Ping pong paddles?
All the time.
And it wasn't seen as abuse?
It was Sister Catherine Patricia always did it.
Where'd she hit you with a ruler?
Knuckles, usually. Ping pong paddle was usually on the butt, which could have been sexual harassment now.
I'm sure it could.
Stop him now. That's it, Tim. I've been with you since the press box with Frank. I went to all the anniversary parties, most of the girl next door parties. I spent a month attempting to sell her most of that wonderful late night score show. I shared the HWA story, and I was listener of the month. But I'm done. I quit. It's been fun. Beer Cats is gone.
Oh, no.
That's
a big listener for
Looks
us.
like people were thinking that you're Florida.
When were you selling
Move
advertisements?
maybe quicker.
Were you a salesperson at 590 back in the day?
Beer Cats call in Collier and Thompson phone line 636-9004.
I think he was a
TMA.
salesman for a while.
Well, obviously didn't sell much. That show went away pretty quickly.
I don't think that was. I got to tell you, I don't think that was Beer Cat's fault. The late night score plow. It predated your.
I remember the drama that was attached to the show when I first
Unbelievable.
started.
Unbelievable.
And I've met a couple of the show participants.
Have you?
Well, I mean, there was just one that caused it. The other four were great.
Well, that's what I meant. I'm going to say.
But the
like,
issue was it just wasn't going to have a following. But I mean, hell, I've been part of shows or responsible for shows that have no followings. You know.
Well, didn't they have really good audio, though, at least?
Yeah, if you like background bar noise, that's what
I
it
heard
sounded
they had
like.
it set up to where they couldn't even hear the host.
You couldn't.
Just rumblings in the back.
Yeah, it was like the background of a bar.
That's kind of cool. Nat Pops.
I don't know if the mics weren't close enough to their faces or what the issue was.
The Nonling was the producer.
Mm-hmm. That's when he decided, I'm out of this business. I'm going to get a law degree and sue these people. And that's what he's done.
Yeah.
He's
The law
suing
degree,
all.
anyway. I don't know who he's suing.
Tim appears to be absolutely gassed. Florida may be closer than we thought. How am I gassed?
Oh, what am I doing that's gassed?
I don't know.
Dogtown Ty, I actually know you. Oh, my gas. Calling Doug Callier and Thompson phone lines.
Yeah, you'll have to get behind Licks.
Licks is not called in, Jackson,
No,
for your
yeah.
birthday.
I know. What the hell?
The Riz Show has Benji Molina on, and you idiots are talking about Ken's Depression-era grade schooling. That's from the Chicago Ginger.
Well, I just saw Benji out in the hallway, and I very easily could have said, hey, pop in when you're done here, and he would have, but why would we?
Not when we can talk about what happened to you in second grade. Right on the knuckles. Was it the flat part of the ruler or the edge that could really dig in?
Flat part.
Hey, boys, been a minute. So Beer Cats quit, but then his son immediately texts in. How about that? Little Beer Cats, Doug, the next generation.
He's
What a fun
inherited-
moment.
Inherited the mantle.
Hey, boys, been a minute, but just wanted to stop in to say happy B-Day to my man Jackson. Have a good one, brother. That's from Lil apostrophe Beer Cats.
Hey, thanks, little beer
My
cats.
man, have you ever met him?
Yeah, I've met him. He's very nice. Good guy. And I appreciate the sentiment.
Yeah, he's always nice when I see him in public. Take pictures of him. I signed a picture for him.
Oh, gosh.
Then they
You've been
get on
over
the-
backwards
But then
for
they
this
get on,
guy.
yeah, there was no quite quitting there.
What does one do with a signed Iggy picture?
I have no clue. Probably use it.
Oh, God.
But then he gets on the text line and it just trashes away.
Think that hurts the resale value?
I don't know what they do with it. Somebody DM'd me the other day. I said, I need a picture for my man cave. I said, well, next time I see it, let me know.
You have to carry around a lot of glossies because the demand is so high.
Well, I want to go to events. I always bring my briefcase. I always have.
I love it when you bring your briefcase. It's like when Kramer had like Ritz crackers in.
Yeah. Somebody asked me, what do you get in there? I said, crackers. No, I mean, I don't bring them like when I don't have them in my car. But when I go someplace,
Well, I know Stan Musial used to have to because the demand was high, and I figured you and Stan.
No,
were
he
right
put them
there
in his
at the
pocket
same
and they were
level.
already pre-signed. He just handed them out.
But you take the personal touch.
Well, people like to see me sign.
Sure, they do. They love that.
The Chinooks the other day, and somebody asked me if I had a picture. I said, no, I don't. I don't have any with me. So I posed for a picture with them, but I didn't.
Well, that was awfully nice of
I
you.
didn't have any signed pictures with me.
There's a price of fame that you pay.
I don't mind doing it. I really don't.
I think you're serious with all this.
I don't mind signing. Who am I to say no? Leave me alone.
I think you should start doing that.
No, we went out to which one was it? I think it was at Andrea's. When me and Chrissy went, and 3 people wanted pictures while I was eating. I'm not gonna say, I'm eating now. Go away. I said, sure. Because they were getting ready to leave. I said, I'm going to say, wait till I'm done eating.
And they bum rush your table.
No, I
Say,
just said-
please, we must have a picture. We
I
must.
said, sure.
And you expect us to believe this?
Do you need me to stand up, or can I just sit here and eat while you get behind me and take a selfie?
Oh, God.
Doesn't bother me. If they're nice enough to ask, then,
Well, you sure are humble for such a huge star.
well, I don't quite quit when it comes to that.
Oh.
I go above and beyond.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No quiet quitting here, Doug.
You've got no privacy now. Your stardom has reached such an incredible level.
Well, where I live, nobody knows who I am in my complex.
Yeah.
Doug, we'll get back to that. But on the front page of the New York Post, St. Louis. And are you familiar with the story?
Yes.
It's titled Screaming for Help, and then a picture of the gateway to the West. A 22-year-old British ex-girlfriend of a soccer star lost most of her right ear and cannot move her right arm after being mowed down by a car in St. Louis, Missouri, when she took cover from nearby gunfire, according to her lawyer. Ellie Bentley, who moved to the city from Nottingham, England, while she was dating soccer star India Vasilev, suffered the horrific injuries after being dragged for 3 blocks under the tires of a car that sped off after she ducked behind it, Ben Tobin told KMOX Radio. Again, this is in the New York Post, on the front page of the New York Post.
I know Ben.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm just saying I know Ben. He owns. He
You
owns,
wanted your autograph probably at a restaurant.
no, he owns Plaza Bowling Lanes. Ben Tubman.
And he's also a counselor.
Oh, it's probably not the same one then.
Oh, for heaven's
I thought it was just
sake.
somebody
This is
that-
a tragic story, and you had to go, you.
No, I just surprised to see Ben in there. But it's not the same Ben because he's. I thought it was just a bystander that saw the accident was talking about.
No, this is her attorney.
Okay, it's not the same Ben. Sorry.
Tobin said the sound of gunshots terrified the recent college grad. Then, boom, that vehicle driver who floors it and ran her over, which then put her underneath the vehicle. Her injuries were severe and required 2 weeks of intensive care and multiple surgeries. Quote, multiple fractures on her left leg. She has no mobility on her left leg. The people at the hospital indicated that this is the worst fractured pelvis they've ever seen. St. Louis, with a population of 293,000, recorded 200 murders in 2022. That's a rate of 68 per 100,000 residents that year, second highest of major U.S. cities. Only New Orleans recorded a higher murder rate in 2022. That figure is also 13 times higher than the homicide rate for New York City and 2.5 times higher than Chicago's rate. Homicides dropped significantly in 2023, though most major cities reported declines in violent crime. So far in 2024, St. Louis has recorded 36 homicides, police statistics show, nearly all of the killings involving guns. Additionally, a 2023 study found the Midwest city ranks 11th in the nation for pedestrian deaths, with nearly 7 people out of 100,000 residents dying in 2021, according to Miller and Hine Law. Pedestrian fatalities, like violent crime, surged dramatically in the wake of the pandemic. Police originally said that the nearby shooting and Bentley being mowed down were related. However, on Tuesday, they said an investigation found that the 2 incidents were not connected. So there was a shooting and then there was a hit and run, and they just happened to be in the same spot but not connected.
Yeah, the original story was she ducked down to avoid the shots,
and then
the
she got
shooter
pulled under the
jumped
car.
into the
right,
car.
but that's not what it was.
What was it?
Deontay Taylor, 25, was later arrested and charged with leaving the scene of an accident causing physical injury. Bentley's lawyer said that staff at a nearby bar saved her life by giving her aid after she suffered horrifying injuries. She was laying on the road screaming for help, Tobin said. The bartenders and staff at the Platypus Bar performed some life-saving measures on her. Bentley had moved to the U.S. to follow her American boyfriend, Vasilev, who transferred to St. Louis FC following the stint with Aston Villa. The pair later split. Tobin said she has a long road to recovery. She had launched a GoFundMe, which has raised more than $21,000 to help pay her medical bills. She hopes to raise $75,000. That is the story in the New York Post on the front page this morning.
It's been a rough couple days in St. Louis. It had the middle school kid stabbed to death outside Jennings Middle School. Had the girl at Hazelwood East, her head bashed into the cement 3 times in a fight. Had 2 people shot and killed on Metro bus. A guy just shot into the bus. Didn't even know the people. Killed him. What's going on?
And we
People
did
are
see
nuts.
the crime rate drop significantly, I think, at the beginning of this year, 26%, something like that. I know there is a
But
story.
I cry. The story on that is they stopped arresting people and stopped convicting them, so the crime rate went down.
I think we have a driving problem in the city. I live in the city, and the people run red lights and go 70 and a 30. It's. I mean, because you saw the woman and daughter after the Drake concert. You know, they're that few weeks back or a month back. I forgot which it was. But we see a lot of driving accidents on 30-mile-an-hour roads.
People pay no attention to red lights anymore.
None.
in the city.
I wait
Just go
at least 2
flying
seconds
through them.
after it turns green because you
They
just never
said-
know.
They said the guy that hit those 2 girls, well, I guess it was a mother and daughter
Sped
after the
up.
break, he was going like 70
miles an hour in
in
a
the
30.
city. And you get on even the highways too. You get on 44, 270. I swear the speed limit's about 80.
Oh, it's. I see. I've been going 75 and a 60, and cops will just pass me on the left.
Yeah.
And that's the interstate as
Yeah.
opposed to downtown. But that's what I've noticed.
Well, when you lose the threat of real punishment for violating the law, then people will do it. And that's what's happened. They say the crime rate's it's down because we stopped convicting people, stopped arresting them. That's why it's down. Does it feel safer to you than it has in recent years? Hell no.
Oh, wouldn't it still be a shooting, even if you're found? They don't charge you, but if it's still considered a shooting. I mean, it's a statistic that 3 people were shot.
This one will probably count. But when they talk about stealing cars and carjackings and things like that, I guess if the people aren't convicted, then it doesn't go down as a crime. It's not a crime if you're not convicted.
It's still reported, though.
Well, you got to convict the people for it to be considered a crime.
That's true.
You're innocent until. That's what's happening. They just don't report it, or they don't convict, or arrest.
I mean, in the area I live, we have police patrol frequently. This isn't downtown. It feels like downtown is just a completely different animal. I live 10 minutes from downtown. It feels like I walk my dogs at night with no issues at all whatsoever. Kind of a community feel to it.
Yeah.
Downtown, I don't think it'll ever get back. Nobody wants to live down there. I mean, with working from home now, people don't need to go downtown as much, and you have no Rams. Blues and Cardinals are trash. Like it's probably the worst for downtown this year because there could be nothing.
Yeah.
There's just absolutely nothing.
I never would have thought it could get this bad.
Morning. I'm originally from St. Louis, and we moved to southwest Missouri after my wife and I got married. Every time we come back to visit, everyone asks when we're moving back. There are times people are so shocked when we respond, we have no intention of ever moving, as if there's something so special about St. Louis. It drives us crazy. That's from the Table Rock Lake Monster.
Well, I still love St. Louis County. I don't notice much difference where I live. And my life hasn't changed at all over the recent years. But boy, from having worked downtown for 34 years and where it is now, I can sure as hell see the difference. It's
I
a
live
different,
down there.
it's
We
a
went to
different
City
place.
Museum yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, it's outstanding.
Just there,
Took the boys and my wife and hung out down there. Blue City Deli, Plowhawk, then City Museum.
Unbelievable.
Strong.
It's a good day.
You better believe it. And then playing golf with my 2-year-old because that's just the way the world is with him right now.
Let him carry his own clubs.
But we lived in Grace Lofts, which you can see from City Museum. It's the building where Flannery's used to be. And it's just, that was a little more than a decade ago. And to just drive down Washington where we used to just hang out and walk and see how different it is in a decade. And then obviously I worked with you at KMOV. It's my word for it is sad.
Yeah.
That's the word that I just can't.
It's stunning to see how fast it can fall apart. How a city can just fall apart in a decade.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just because, again, having lived there, and our offices for Inside STL were there for close to a decade, 2007 to 2016.
You probably wouldn't want to be there nowadays either, would you?
19th and Locust is where we were for that. So this is not coming from somebody who's like lobbing shots from, not being invested, whether it be as a resident or business owner or working there as an employee at KMOV. I just see it, and it is sad. But it's also that we kind of got a weird thing going on in St. Louis in which some people just don't want to hear people criticize it, and I don't subscribe to that. I think if you love something, you care to hope to see it solved, resolved, improved, and acting like everything is fine is, to me, irresponsible. But there's pushback when I make these observations. I, still am going to say what I think, so that's what I think.
I will say, and I've lived in St. Louis City for 12 years, so I feel like I can finally give my opinion. I'm not from the region, but I've seen the good and the bad. Downtown is another beast, but if you go to the area at the Hill, Tower Grove, it's still popped. There's new restaurants. There's a lot of things that are happening in St. Louis City that is not directed towards downtown. And I don't like getting lumped in with that. I agree, downtown's a cesspool. And, there's not much saving it now. But if you go 10 minutes away to, those areas, they're beautiful. In the afternoon, going to walk with Tower Grove. Like I said, I walk my dogs in the evening with 0 issues. I'm talking 9, 10 o'clock at night. Nothing wrong whatsoever. Blocks away from Kings Highway.
But you did have your car stolen.
It wasn't. It was stolen in the middle of the night. It was the best thing that has ever happened to me.
What?
I'm just saying, the insurance, it was probably worth $1,500. Insurance gave me $8,800. I was able to buy the van and pay off my credit cards. My car getting stolen was the best thing that's happened in 5 years. Nonetheless,
I don't think most people would say that.
No, but I'm saying that's the only thing that's happened in 12 years. I'm just fine with it.
Would you say, and maybe it's overstating, because every city has great suburbs. You can go to any city and they got great suburbs. Would you say that downtown is the lifeblood of most cities?
No, I would not.
No?
Not anymore.
I think maybe 50 or 100 years ago. But I think that that's a bit outdated. But at the same time, many of the cities that I'm thinking of where I wouldn't consider it to be the lifeblood are west of St. Louis. So therefore they're more new cities.
But it is kind of the image that other people have of your city, people that don't live here. The image they have is the St. Louis downtown, I would think.
I mean, there have been murders in Clayton. I mean, they're not frequently, but things happen in the county.
But not nearly at the rate of the city. Not even
Not nearly
close.
the rate. But I'm just saying, you can't live in utopia of no crime. You can't live that way.
But
I'm
you
sorry.
can't accept it either.
No, I 100% agree, Doug.
I'm not afraid to go into Clayton. I'm afraid to go downtown at night.
It was a bad comparison, but I'm just saying that crime happens wherever you are. More frequently downtown. Like I said, I've been a St. Louis City resident for 12 years. I have not run into any issues where I felt uncomfortable, out of place. I need to run, go the opposite way. None of that at all. There's some crazies and weirdos out there, but everywhere. I love it.
Yeah, well, I
don't plan on moving anytime
in the big city. You're not completely safe anywhere, but there are differences in the degree of dangerousness of where you are. Much of the city, much of it is just a mess. Just an absolute
100%.
mess. Looks like a war zone.
You're welcome to give your thoughts. 314-881-TMA5. Jeff Lotman, Compass Realty. Text inbox. Mark Canna sponsors. Jeremy Rutherford, who's going to join us. Two-part questions welcome in that text inbox. And then we'll have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email of the day. Doug and I and Jackson will head down the hallway for a balloon party from 10 to 11. Doug making a debut appearance on 101 ESPN. We'll have that text inbox open for you.
I was trying to think if I've ever been on that station
Sure
before.
you've been on.
I don't think so.
Really?
I don't think so.
Sometimes it's freezing in the studio, and sometimes it's hotter than a fire as a hell.
Oh, you go topless?
I would.
Would you?
So that's coming up from 10 to 11. And Jackson, maybe we'll have a quick QFTA today.
Sure.
I got something at noon, so maybe you can upload Balloon Party like at noon. I don't know if
Yeah,
does it
that's
matter.
fine.
So then I could go 11 to like 11:45, 11:50, and then or 11:10 to 11:50.
Works for me.
We're falling behind on QFTA questions, and I got to get them in there. All right, T. McKernan at InsideSTL.com, by the way, is where you can send your questions, comments, erotic stories, hate mail, all of it's welcome. All right, we'll take a break. Jeremy Rutherford next in our Schaefer Door Company, 9 o'clock hour.
Biggie's Restaurant and Bar has been a staple of the community for over 30 years and is serving your favorites like the steak sandwich, waffle fries, and so much more. It's not just the food that's rocking. With a full bar and patio, Biggie's is the perfect spot for lunch, dinner, and a little laughter. Biggie's original hours are back. Open 11 a.m. till midnight, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And 11 a.m. till 1 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Check out the full menu at biggiesrestaurant.com and stop in today.
I get asked all the time by people, if I'm in an accident, what should I do? And while yes, you should call the police, exchange insurance information, and take pictures of the scene, all those things are important. But the most important thing you need to do is hire a personal injury lawyer. This is Doug Biggs from Longo Biggs Injury Law. And if you've been hurt by someone else's negligence, don't take on the insurance company yourself. Insurance companies have teams of people and a playbook designed to keep you running in circles so they can pay you as little money as possible for your accident claim. If you don't have a lawyer, they know you can't bring your claim to court, and they will never give you full value. We recently took an offer from an insurance company without a lawyer on the case from $12,000 to $200,000. You can't get that kind of result without an attorney on your case. Even if you don't hire us, you need to hire a personal injury attorney. Check us out online at longobigs.com.
When we think of a real estate agent, we think of somebody simply selling our home or finding us a new one. I mean, they're all the same, right?
Okay, here's the comps. We'll take some pics, we'll post them, and I'll get back to you, okay?
A home is life-changing, and your real estate agent should reflect that. Honesty, integrity, and someone who will go above and beyond to make your dreams come true.
The Jeff Lutman Group with Compass Realty. We're different because you're different. We want what you want. Experience the difference today at jefflutman.com, bringing people and properties together.
Hey, this is Tim McKernan, and I am here with James Carlton of the Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency. James, I love getting emails from listeners who support the sponsors. Got one from a client of yours who switched, and you immediately saved him $1,000, and it meant the world to him.
The area that we're really having an impact on people's finances are people with drivers under the age of 25. We are seeing material savings for these types of clients, hundreds, if not even thousands of dollars per year.
James Carlton, Carlton State Farm Insurance Agency, 314-961-4800, or go online at carltoninsurance.net.
The choice of a lawyer is important and shouldn't be based on an ad.
If you're seriously hurt in an accident, you'll want all the money you deserve. That's called justice. But there wouldn't be lawyers if justice was easy. No, justice is not easy. It's fought for and it's won. At Brown & Crouppen, we fight for justice every day. If you want some, call 222-2222. Because at Brown & Crouppen, justice is our business.
Bet like the pros with the world's largest sports book right at your fingertips. Circus Sports is now available in Illinois. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens. I've been a lifelong sports bettor, and I'm the owner of Circus Sports. We're excited that the Circus Sports app is now ready for action. Experience big app bets with high betting limits, tight money line splits, and more. Now you can download, fund, and bet like a pro from anywhere in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circusports.com. If you or someone you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER or text ILGAMB to 833-234.
John, I'm so tired of this kitchen. We haven't updated anything since we moved in. The stove looks like it's from the 90s, and the rest of it... Are you even listening to me?
Did you say something, honey? Yeah, no, kitchen's fine. We have cabinets. There's food in the cabinets. We're good.
Oh, my God.
Guys, if this sounds a little familiar, trust me, your wife is probably right. It's time for a remodel. Collier & Thompson is the company to trust. Not just for kitchens and bathrooms, but for any interior remodeling job. Need a new man cave? Collier & Thompson. Office? Collier & Thompson. Bar? You got it. Collier & Thompson. They even do wine rooms and fireplace walls. Collier & Thompson is your go-to source for every design consideration. They carry the best cabinets, appliances, and countertops in the business. And better yet, it's all under one roof. No need to drive around to 5 to 10 different businesses for one job. At Collier & Thompson, they do it all. Their showroom is on Manchester Road in Baldwin, right next to Uncle Bill's Pancake House. Let Collier & Thompson bring your dream remodel to reality and come home to quality. Online at collierandthompson.com.
Temperatures are finally warming up here in St. Louis. And while that means more fun in the sun, it could also spell disaster for your lawn. Rain equals spring weeds, and now is the best time to get ahead of it. Green Envy has been here in St. Louis for more than a decade, servicing and treating lawns just like they would their very own. Crabgrass can lay dormant for years until the conditions are right, and the massive amounts of moisture we've had is sure to wake up even the oldest crabgrass seeds. Green Envy only uses products that have been formulated for Missouri soil, weather conditions, and turf types, not national generic products that are insufficient and ineffective. Let the experts at Green Envy help you choose the best treatment program for your lawn this season. Phone lines are open 12 hours a day, Monday through Friday, and Saturday 9 to 1 to take your calls and answer questions. Call Green Envy today at 636-757-1600 or visit greenenvylawns.com and make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
Hey, if you like the morning after, check out Balloon Party on 101 ESPN. HD1, by the way. It's sports talk with Tim McKernan and Action Jackson from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. each weekday, right after the morning after. It's the worst named show in the history of radio, but the content's pretty good, so check it out on 101 ESPN or get the podcast on the TMA app. Live from the Michelob Ultra Studios, KPNT-FM HD2, Collinsville, St. Louis. This is TMA All Day. Now.
It's the Brown and Crouppen Morning After. KPNT FM HD2. Collinsville, St. Louis.
Welcome back. TMA, presented to you by Brown and Crouppen, 9 o'clock hour, presented to you by Schaefer Door Company. Schaefer Door Company, wonderful sponsor of the program, and great to have them on board for our 9 o'clock hour, which will include the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. Blueberry Pop Pop having won 7 of 8 Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day competitions in the month of March. Can he make it 8 to 9 today? Doug, you'll find out in about 45 minutes. But first, Jeremy Rutherford joins us, and he's presented to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategies, online at evergreenstl.com. 314-889-0503. Jackson, you work with Mark Hanna, don't you? Yeah, you do.
Absolutely, I do, Tim. I love working with the great Mark Hanna. You know, I was reflecting on it yesterday. I was like, man, he's really just like a wonderful guy. Like, he's really like such a quality human being. And then when you're thinking about someone to trust with your financial future, you know, that's such an important part of your life. As I enter my 26th year, or I guess 27th year around the old sun, Doug, you have to think, you know, saving money is such an important habit to get into. And when you work with someone like Mark Hanna, he stresses that. It might not be about the amount of money you're saving per se. That can grow as you get older. But just getting in the habit of saving, that's just one of the many incredible financial tips Mark Hanna can have for me. And also, the most important thing is being ready to be on the call with him. In case anything changes in my life, I can get on the phone with him, change up my plan, they custom built for me, and that just feels really good. It gives you peace of mind, and that's really important with something as important as your financial future. That's why I love working with Mark Hanna. That's why you love working with Mark Hanna as well.
He's online at evergreenstl.com, and Jeremy Rutherford's online on the Collier-Thompson phone lines. Good morning, JR.
Morning. Happy birthday, Jax.
Oh!
Thanks, JR.
Oh, 26 bills.
Thanks, JR.
What a situation you're in. 26 years old and Mark guiding your financial future.
I know, and he's got a full head of hair. He's like 6'6". He's a man in love.
He'll be retired by 27.
I think it's possible. I'm telling you, if you were buying stock in a golfer, Jackson's gin this year is going to drop to like 4.
Ooh, God, that'd be the best birthday present of them all.
Wow, it's there.
Hope so.
Just needs to go in the simulator, Doug. I'm telling you, that's all it's going to take. Yeah, he just needs to see what he's doing. The club face is open. But, JR, that's not what you're here to talk about. You're here to talk about the most stunning win of the 2024 season. Was it not? I mean, God almighty, it couldn't have been worse on Saturday at Madison Square Garden, and then they go up against the second-best team in the NHL and just skull pound them.
Yeah, Tim, you know, I'm going to the game in Boston a couple nights ago at TD Garden, and the Blues called up Zach Dean, their new prospect, 21 years old. They got him in the Barbashev trade last year, and he's going to be at the arena. They called him up. He's joined the team. He came over from Springfield, and the reason I say that is because I got my two options. As a writer, you're trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to write tonight? I can talk to Zach Dean and write a story about his future, or I can write about this 6-0 loss to the Boston Bruins that's getting ready to unfold in front of me. And what happens? I go sit down with Zach and get ready to write that story, and while we're talking, the Blues are scoring left and right and win that thing 5-1. So, yeah, it definitely came out of left field in terms of beating the Boston Bruins. But that's what we say all season, right? Like the Blues lose some games against opponents that you don't think they should lose to, and you try to point out that, hey, this happens around the league, and it happened to Boston that night.
What kind of expectations do they have for this Dean character?
Yeah, so he's going to come up. I don't know if he'll play tonight. I'm headed to practice now. We'll find out. I would expect that he doesn't play tonight. You probably keep that same lineup that you had against Boston, and then let Dean get a practice with the club, and then maybe he plays this weekend. But he's a guy who probably feeling as a third-line center. He came over here, like I said, in the Barbashev trade, played a little wing in the minor leagues this year, but they've moved him back to the middle. And I think that he's a guy who, again, only 21 years old, but some pretty good skill. And I think you'll like the way he plays once you see him play, because he's a guy who tries to pay attention to all areas of the ice.
Jordan Kyrou is a focal point of any one of our conversations, JR.
You're going to make a comparison to Dean playing the full ice.
No. But what, he has a goal in his last 11 games? Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. They didn't move anybody at the trade deadline. You were around the team throughout the course of it. Did you get a feel for how close things were? I mean, the way Doug Armstrong talked didn't sound like anything was really all that close.
Yeah, I don't think so. And how about Doug Armstrong? You know, we always talk about his honesty, and I know Cardinal fans, Blues fans go back and forth on, you know, they want that honesty from their front office, and Doug has always delivered on that end. And he came out just a few minutes after the trade deadline. We were sitting at the West End in Times Square, and Doug said that, frankly, I didn't get any offers on any of my guys, and he was talking about mainly the UFAs, but I think, you know, big picture, a lot of those other players on the team that we think of in trade conversations, that they just didn't get offers. And Blues fans have looked at the situation and realized, yeah, it's because of the contracts. It's because of the money. You know, a lot of these guys are immovable. And, of course, would somebody want a Robert Thomas or a Pavel Buchnevich? Well, Robert Thomas, you're not moving. Buchnevich, the price was really high. So, yeah, I wasn't really surprised that the Blues were quiet on the deadline day. I thought they might move Marco Scandella. Yeah. But, again, there's a player they didn't get an offer on.
Well, those contracts are on Armstrong, aren't they? He must have some major regret.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, you talk about honesty. You know, is he going to come out and, you know, mention that regret? You know, very doubtful. But I think that once he looks back, as he's done probably the past 24 months, at some of these deals that they've signed with these players, it's done nothing but put the Blues in a handcuff situation in terms of trying to change things. I mean, hey, if these guys play well and it works, you got a lot of them for long term, and the AAV isn't as bad as it could be. But I think once you put them together and they're not playing well, you know, just the whole plan just backfires because you can't move anybody out.
And they played such hardball with Pietrangelo and lost him, then started handing out these big money, long-term contracts like they were candy. It's really weird how that happened.
Yeah, I really do think that's the one. And, you know, like Tim has said in the past, we could spend a whole show talking about the Pietrangelo situation, but I just think the hardball, and I don't want to, you know, just pin it on the Blues. I realize that Alex is a strong-minded individual too, and he knew what he wanted, but that was his right. He was the captain that hoisted the cup for the Blues, and he had a lot of leverage in that situation. And maybe some players will back off a little bit. They want to stay. I think he really, really wanted to stay, but the way things were adding up, it just didn't make sense to him.
How was the press food in Boston? Let's get to some of the important stuff. What'd they have?
You know what? I didn't do the press food in Boston because I feel like when you're in Boston, you have to hit up the restaurants. And I had a place called Boston Sayloft in the afternoon and grabbed some chowder, so I missed the press meal later on.
Oh, gosh.
But I do have to tell you guys, 20 years of covering the Blues, I've never had anybody yell into the press box, hey, JR, hey, you know, Blues, hey, you know, how's it going? We see you over there. And this time, Madison Square Garden, all of a sudden I hear somebody yell, hey, JR, and I turn and I walk about 30 feet to the area where the fans can come up to the press box. TMA fans, they said they listen every week, and I don't know what kind of show you got going here, but they said best segment of the week, and they said that they love the two-part questions.
Doug, how about that?
Gosh, were these prisoners at Rikers Island?
They might have been. That's why they're wearing the orange.
Yeah, that would explain it. Look for the ankle bracelets, too, when you hear your name.
Yeah, I think we're competing now with New York Morning Drive ratings on HD2.
With Francesa, yeah.
With Francesa, absolutely. Hey, guys, kind of a non sequitur, but JR, what's your favorite style of French fry? That's from Big Tuft.
Oh.
Style of what? What was it?
French fry.
French fry. I think I go sweet potato fry is my favorite, but if you're just talking style, I'm a wedge fry fan.
Doug, nice.
With sweet potato, I thought he was some sort of health nut.
That would not be the case.
No,
Right.
those are like the healthiest fries you could eat, though, right? Sweet potato, probably.
I don't know many people that make wedges except for Kentucky Fried Chicken.
These
I think that's what I was thinking of.
A Pug in the East Village says TMA Lemmings are all over New York City. How about that, Doug?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, the show's popular in New York.
Why? Because of the commercials we used to do for the bedding store?
Brooklyn and
Herb's out there.
Herb moved to New York? Mm-hmm. Jackson, why do all your friends leave St. Louis?
Well, listen more on QFTA for those answers.
Oh, my.
Get away from the recovering alcoholic, probably.
Ask JR how Army didn't see the Cairo situation happening before the contract. Players and fans all saw his lackluster play and attitude. So why is Army the only one who didn't see it? That's from the 636.
Yeah, and that's a fair question, and I get it. And, actually, I think back to when the contract happened, and what are your thoughts? Why did you think that, that was a good situation to get him locked up for 8 years? And, I just go back to a couple things. One is Tkachuk, Matthew Tkachuk in Calgary. Like, if you don't project out with these guys, and I know Tkachuk had a lot of production leading into his contract, but I think that if you don't project on these guys, you're going to lose out on them because they're going to get to a situation where they're going to have the bargaining power where they can leave, they can force a trade if you don't get them signed up. And I think that Doug Armstrong, at the time of that Kyrou signing, he pointed out a key stat that showed points per game among the top young players in the NHL. And Thomas and Kyrou were right there, top 5, with every young guy in the league. So I think if you're Doug, you're like, okay, this guy's shown that he can produce stat-wise. We get him locked up. We get him at a lower AAV. And people say lower. Well, it's going to be. When the cap goes up, if you had a guy who's a 100-point guy at 8.125, that's going to look low. But what the fans see is what Doug Armstrong is hoping will come around, and that's maybe some of that lackadaisical play, some of that play in the defensive zone. They feel like they can get that out of him moving down the road. So I think definitely you can look back and scratch your head a little bit, but I just want to tell you that at that time, the points per game is right there, and Doug is hoping they can turn the rest of it around.
Yeah, there was a year or two where he was about the best offensive player they had, and you can see the speed. He's definitely got some offensive playmaking ability. He's got saucy mitts, is what I say, Jay.
I like that.
Definitely saucy mitts, yeah. And not trying to do revisionist history here, but, let's remember that at the time, the Blues had nobody who could skate. Like, there's not a fast guy on that team. The league was going fast. You finally had one that you drafted and that you could groom and put in there. And we all know, you go back to Brett Hull, like, some of these top scorers, top guys that produce offensively, aren't great in the defensive zone. And so if you got a guy here who can skate and give you some upside offensively, that's a guy that they wanted to build around. And obviously now you got all the second guessers, and I think that they have some a point there.
Pug in the East Village says, JR, tell the boys about how we split a Coney Island hot dog in my 100-square-foot apartment. You went back to Pug in the East Village's 100-square-foot apartment?
Well, you guys know that text is false because I don't split any meal with anybody.
Yeah, there you go. That was a tell.
Yeah.
That's a tell right there.
How much would you get for 100 square feet? 10 foot by 10 foot?
probably about $5,000 a month in New York.
That's barely a couch.
I think a few years ago I had a buddy up there. He had about a 750 square foot place, and he was paying $2,400.
It's unbelievable.
You wonder how everybody does it.
Well, I mean, you get paid more, but
you'd have to get paid
you're building
ton
zero
more.
equity through your 20s and 30s and maybe 40s. JR, there's been a lot of talk on this show today about people being past their prime. But I think Craig Conroy has at least 2 more seasons he could shave some ice for the Blues, right? And question 2, do you think it's a wise idea for this program to be having its signature golf tournament becoming a Jeffco sleepaway camp without the proper amount of insulin and defibrillators? Doug, that's from Hall of Famer Carlos Spicer.
Well, I have never heard of a situation where a fellow was the GM of the Calgary Flames and then also played for the St. Louis Blues at the same time. So that might be tough.
We could probably get an insulin sponsor.
You try to, yeah. And then as far as I'm for any sleepover in Jeffco. I do that 340 nights a year. 20 nights I'm on the road. So I love Jeffco sleepovers.
Do you really? Well, maybe you can join us for the golf.
Oh, Bill.
Well, you have to get invited first. And hey, listen, come out to Jeffco where there's not as much crime as downtown.
Oh, that's a nice little slogan.
Would probably work. I think that's why so many people are going to Jeffco.
Yeah, that might be the.
Well, would you take in some boarders for the golf event at your house?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and hey, I wanted to tell Plow too. You know, like one time I played a basketball game. There's 10 guys, and I hear somebody yell, "I get the big guy," and I'm looking around like, "Who's the big guy?" And it's one of those deals where if you got to look around, it's you, right?
Yeah.
And so Plow said when he's downtown. He lives downtown. He's looking around. He doesn't see many scary people. Well, hey, Plow, the other people are looking around. They see you. It's you.
I guess I do have that intimidating, figure. 117 pounds.
Well, you probably won't see the one that gets you. You'll step out from behind a car or something. You didn't see it.
Oh, I would keep my head on a swivel. I think JR is right. It's not my dogs that are intimidating. It's me.
Well, you're a big, burly guy.
Man, I feel like a man now.
Yeah.
Thanks, JR.
Well, you look like a darn bouncer.
I love how I try to rip you and you act like I'm building you up.
Yeah. It's a defense mechanism.
We've had to develop a tough shell on this show.
That's true. We get our asses ripped for 3 hours. The audience hates the content and hates us, but Doug, at least they're listening.
Right.
And
even in New York.
In New York, where apparently Pug in the East Village shared a hot dog with JR. JR, thank you as always, sir. Blues and Kings tonight as the Blues try to perform a minor miracle and make the playoffs. Blues and Kings, 6:30 start tonight, by the way, TNT game. Thank you, JR.
Yeah, for sure. And hey, Tim, I wanted to tell you, I always try to give you guys my full attention. So I'm driving out to practice, and I just look for a place to pull over, and I happen to pull into Bobby's place here in the Valley Park to talk to you guys. And how about that the other night? Blues Boston, 5 goals for the Blues on Bobby Plager's heavenly birthday. It's the second straight year that the Blues have scored 5 goals. Of course, Bobby Plager's number on his heavenly birthday. And not only that, but this time, Bobby always said, number 5 in your program, number 1 in your heart, and the score was 5-1.
Oh, wow.
How do you do, Doug?
Pretty
Think
cool.
about that.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Well, thanks, boys.
There he is.
All right,
That's Jeremy
thanks,
Rutherford
Rutsy.
with us here. He is brought to you by Mark Hanna of Evergreen Wealth Strategy. Send your emails in. We'll have the Design, Air, Heating, and Cooling email today, about 20 minutes, the morning after, at InsideSTL.com. The morning after at InsideSTL.com. Since Iggy probably takes, I'd say 90% of the text hate. Plowhawk takes about 8% of the text hate. The 2%, whenever it comes in, I try to spread it around and get it on the air. Breakfast Club is not happy with me. First, Tim, for the love of God, please talk. You allow this old man to incessantly talk every damn day.
Really trashing you.
But then a few minutes later, what's the deal with Tim always propping up Jackson's ego? Jackson, do you feel I prop up your ego?
I just think it's a nice positive vibe, like when you were saying there.
Well, I just kind of say what I think.
So now we can't be nice to our
I know,
host?
so it's like I quote, allow Iggy to talk, and then I'm complimentary to Jackson.
Yeah, well, people hate positivity. That's the key there. They just if you're positive about something, it's like, ugh. But
Well, if you listen to anybody on the show, we all love Jackson. He does a great job, and he works harder than anybody. He's not propping him up. He's just telling the truth.
I appreciate that, Diggs. But, yeah, I mean, positivity doesn't work for some people. And I think that they should allow a little bit more of it in their lives.
Do you?
Yeah, take down that outer shell where you think, you can't be vulnerable, and just be positive.
Okay.
Life's too short, you know what I'm saying, Doug?
Well, it sure is. Yeah. And you say that a lot when you get old. You'll be saying it more, tack on another 40 years to your age.
I think Lady Gaga said that the other day on her Instagram account.
What?
Well, it was International Women's Day, whatever day that was. And she posted a picture with her and a transgendered woman. And she said, I've never seen so much hate in my life from the people commenting on this. And she just did like a 4-paragraph thing on the hate in the world and how people should be nicer to everybody and what has happened to this country. And yeah, true.
Yeah. People aren't very nice anymore, for sure.
I like to help anybody I can.
Do you?
Yeah, I feel like paying it forward and karma is a real thing. You know what I mean?
Why are you propping yourself up, boy?
I'm nice to people, and I want people to know that.
Are you loyal?
I'm like a dog.
Okay. Did you see this story? I heard it on the radio today. I thought it was weird that they say because air pollution is down, now there's been a rise in the bacterial virus that causes Legionnaire's disease. The sodium nitrate in air pollution used to kill the bacteria in the air. So now that our air is cleaner, we're getting sicker. We can't win! The air is dirty, we get sick. It's clean, we get sick.
We built up that immune system with all the pollution.
You think that's what it is?
Hell yeah.
It might be.
Go outside now. They just mulched all around the
it smells so
building.
good.
You think it causes air pollution?
That stench has got to go somewhere.
We had a bunch of hog farms. Man, I'll tell you what. We lived around those are just the rankest smelling things. You ever been to a pig farm?
I can't say that I have.
They're interesting.
How long does a pig live before they take it to market?
Just all depends.
Well, what's a ballpark?
I mean, I would think
Couple
about
years?
Couple years, 4 maybe.
Really?
Get them plumped up. You make a ton of money though.
What's a pig cost?
On a hog farm? I don't know.
A big full-grown pig would weigh how much? 400 pounds or so?
I don't know if it's that much or not. That's a lot of meat. My only experience with pigs was when you oil them up as a kid and you put them in a pen and at like the Friendship Festival and the carnivals, to where you get in the pen. If you catch a pig, you win the pig.
Mm-hmm.
A full-grown pig can weigh between 300 and 700 pounds.
Gosh. And what could a farmer get for a 700-pound hog?
That's a great question.
It's got to be a few thousand, right? At least.
I mean, an estimated cost for a whole pig is only $270.
Really?
But after processing, it's closer to $700 to $800.
See, I got $9 a pound.
It almost doesn't seem like it'd be worth it because you got to feed the thing for 4 years, right? Maybe take him to the vet a couple times.
I can't imagine the food is quite too expensive for that.
I don't know. They eat a lot.
Yeah, they definitely do. You got to fatten it up, right, Doug?
Right.
Seen the cost of a pound of bacon lately?
No.
Yeah, like $9.
So I'm saying that's what it costs. Yeah, wholesale, $9 a pound.
Okay.
Wow. Well, we broke that down. What else we got?
Well, this is what people are talking about: is pig prices.
I did like
people are talking about Aroldis Chapman, Pittsburgh Pirates reliever and former Yankee star. Aroldis Chapman raised eyebrows with a recent social media post, which featured a video of him caressing an older woman on a couch. In an Instagram story posted by Chapman's verified account, the 36-year-old Major League Baseball star was seen lying on the shoulder of an older woman while rubbing her midsection and grabbing her breasts. The woman pushed his hand away from her chest at first, while they, along with a third person behind the camera, shared an exchange in Spanish. Doug, have you had a chance to see the video?
Haven't seen the video.
Super weird.
Oh, it's so
The woman's identity has not been confirmed, but some believe she's Chapman's mother, according to Sports Illustrated.
Mother?
And he's doing what with her again?
Playing her with her boobs.
Honking. I would describe it as honking her breast.
Oh, no.
That looks like the mom situation. And posted it.
Could that explain why he's been on like 10 teams already?
I didn't know he was still pitching.
A little bizarre.
Here, take a look at the. Here's the video. He's very.
Oh,
he's had a kind of a rough history in his career.
Boy, when he first came up, he looked like the most unhittable pitcher I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He was throwing like 103, 104 miles an hour.
I think he topped out like 106 or something crazy. Like, can you imagine trying to hit a baseball going 106 miles an hour?
No, not many guys did. And is he going to get in trouble for this? Honking, I mean?
Did he post it?
Yes, it's from his account.
Why would you post a picture of you fondling your mother?
We haven't confirmed that the mom, but it just.
No, it's Sports Illustrated.
But who
I
would?
didn't know they had anybody working for him anymore, but.
When my mom does simple things like washing my hair or washing my body, it makes me feel comforted.
You see Deadspin laid off a bunch of people, too.
Everyone.
I think they're done, right?
And what's happening to these media giants?
They've been dead for a while, though. It feels like a slow death for them. I think Barstool kind of took over that kind of style of, videos and sports and grab ass, and they kind of took and ran with it.
But now they're firing everybody.
Guy in Sports Illustrated. Hate to see them go, but
So where are people going online to get their sports content?
Barstool.
But they just fired everybody.
No, Barstool didn't. Deadspin did.
Oh, Deadspin.
I thought Barstool took over what Deadspin kind of was popular for.
And Deadspin was opinion-based article?
I would say, kind of Onion meets, they had some fun stories like,
yeah.
The Athletic, Doug. The Ringer. Plenty of places still.
The Athletic you got to pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you get actual content.
But that would eliminate 99% of the people.
I don't know.
To show you how popular Barstool is, I know obviously Portnoy gets most of the pub, but Frank the Tank,
kind
of heavyset guy that they basically abuse and make fun of, and they love his videos. He was at I don't know if it was in New York or not. He was at a charity thing where he ate hot dogs for charity. There was a line of people around the building to get in to get an autograph from him.
It's kind of like you when you go out.
I mean, just basically on Barstool picking his top 5 things and fake getting upset when the Mets lose. Out the door to meet Frank the Tank.
Really? Was he getting paid for that? Is he making a lot of money doing that?
I don't know. It's for charity, but I'm sure he got something.
He probably does. He probably does well. Well, if you find a niche, and he's found it.
Barstool's foot competition would have made Jay Jr. proud last night. That's from Fish the People.
I feel like they take a lot of our
Jerry.
content unknowingly.
What, I don't even know what is this?
Jersey Jerry. He's the one, if you remember, who hit the hole-in-one after like thousands of tries on a live stream.
Yep.
And he, before he was ever at Barstool, did a competition called Arch Madness, not to be confused with the MVC tournament, where he would like rate women's feet up against each other and come down to one big winner.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's running it back now that he's at Barstool. And so he's like hosting a foot tournament where women show him his feet and he judges them.
Huh. How was it?
I saw that Big Cat wore leggings and like got a pedicure and did it up and pretended to be a woman. And Jerry almost voted for him.
Yeah.
And he went nuts. Big Cat pulled it off really well. But yeah, it's kind of goofy but funny.
Okay.
So the beard didn't give him away?
No, so it's like a big curtain, and so you could only see ankle down.
Oh.
So that's like the leggings were kind of important.
Yeah, you had to cover up the hair, I guess.
Right.
Well, people seem to like that. I don't get it. I don't get the whole thing, but a lot of people love it, I guess.
Yeah, but I love Jersey Jerry. And I think Barstool turned into Mr. Beast. They kind of do competitions now. It's like, that's all it is now.
Why don't we do competition?
Competition, and it's good.
It's adapt and survive. That's what's popular right
I
now.
agree, but they're certainly copying a lot of other successful. But I think we have to.
But that's creativity in general. Like,
no, I get you.
Everything's copied off of each other in one way or another.
You think at some point there's so many websites offering similar stuff that even the big ones, it all gets watered down and they lose some money from it and can't afford to keep going like they used to?
I
think
think
that's part of it.
With Barstool, just the amount of employees and access, and it could, but I'll be shocked.
Is that a website you go to every day to check it out?
I don't go to the web. I just follow them on Twitter. There's a lot of people I don't like at Barstool, but for the most part, it's entertainment. Yeah. So take the good with the bad, Doug.
Well, sure you do. I'm just not in the habit of going there, so I don't know what goes on there.
I don't really dedicate myself to any websites on a daily basis. I don't think outside of Twitter. I don't know if nothing I really look at day to day that I need to go to.
Yeah. I usually check out ESPN.com just to kind of get a feel for what's going on.
And these people just argue with each other and trash each other and they never get fired for it. There was a Portnoy posted something. He was replying to somebody that works for Barstool was doing a podcast and said, "There's just no direction in this company. Nobody's running it.
Called it a rudderless ship.
Everybody's afraid to sneeze when they go in the office."
Who called it a rudderless ship?
That guy Clemmer, he works at the New York office.
Clemmer.
Literally
Why is he
called,
he
called out Dave Portnoy and said, it's a rudderless ship. They don't know what they're doing and this and that, and basically bashed him. I don't know if it's sketch or a bit,
Probably
saying
so.
it that's his boss, and I'd be shocked if somebody openly posted that on your boss's website about you bashing him.
Yeah.
But again,
Doug-
they're too sketchy, too bitty for me anymore.
We'll have the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day coming up. In a matter of about 6-7 minutes, you're going to get your first taste of the Balloon Party text inbox and YouTube chat in about 21 minutes. Got to be exciting for you.
You think they'll really let us have it?
I don't know. It depends on what the Little Piddles Half and Half is, or Way Back Wednesday, or Wide Berth Wednesday.
Okay.
Or
Doug's Wide Berth.
Doug's Wide Berth.
And this is just a series of questions you throw at us?
Yeah.
For the whole hour? Okay. Well,
It's a birthday Wide Berth Wednesday.
will these
too.
be hard questions?
No, I wouldn't say I'm not quizzing you. It's much more open-ended, kind of a catalyst to conversation.
A catalytic conversation.
A catalyst to conversation.
Okay.
Here's a catalyst conversation for Jackson's birthday. Per his request, Mr. Licks is on the Collier and Thompson
line two.
lines.
No.
Line 2.
What line?
Line 2, brother.
Like there's a bunch of lines.
Well, I got to take my headphones off so I make sure.
Iggy, you have got to stop hate following like Portnoy and all these other people you bitch about every single day, dude. You got to just like find something you like and follow that instead. You'll be so much happier.
I'll do that. Thank you for the advice.
Okay, we got through. It's a breakthrough.
It didn't sound sincere.
Well, how about if you stop calling and texting and trashing me? How about that? Wouldn't you feel happier about that?
It's good for the
There's
ghost.
absolutely
You do the
no
same
reason.
damn thing.
No, you know what, man? There's no reason I should tune into HD2 radio and hear you talking about two island boys making out. I don't even want to know that video exists. And, like, why are you following them? Why do you want to watch two dudes make out who are cousins?
Well, if you listen, there's people that pop up all the time that I don't follow. They just pop up on my Instagram.
It just popped up after you search Island Boys Makeout Session. It just popped up.
Exactly what I did.
Yeah. It dawned on me that I bet 85% of the audience wears a swim shirt when they go swimming.
I actually may agree with that take.
Doug, do we have any data?
If you go to Hurricane Harbor,
check it out.
you almost feel like it's mandatory to wear a swimsuit.
Really?
Is that right?
Oh my God! And it just they're just white shirt. The giant boobs.
Now, what is
just
the
like-
point of is the point of the swim shirt to cover up fat? I assume that's what it is?
Yeah, but like when they get wet, the fat like sticks on the shirt. Like you can see more rigid than if you just didn't.
Oh.
God.
But I agree with this take.
80%, he said? 85% of our listeners wear swim
Look,
shirts.
I shouldn't say listeners. I'm assuming that 99% of the listeners are men. So if there's more girls listening, maybe it's a lower percentage of the total audience, but 85% of the male listening audience, I would say. If you have to wear a swim shirt because you've got a skin condition or, you burn really easily, that's fine. No issues. But if you're just wearing it to hide your fat, I mean, like, maybe, skip the donuts one day.
Well, maybe quit making fun of fat people. You'll feel better about yourself.
What kind of shape are you in, Guy?
I'm doing just. I mean, I got the dad bod. I'm not like in impeccable shape. But I don't need a swim shirt to go outside.
How much you weigh there? You sound like about 250.
Yeah, I'm not going to give you my measurements, you weirdo.
Oh.
What? So, the quiet quitting thing, Iggy. Did you feel like did that resonate with you at all?
No, not at all.
Not even a little tiny bit. Just doing the minimum requirements of one's job and putting in no more time, effort, or enthusiasm than absolutely
You have no
necessary.
idea what I do here, so you need to stop talking about what I do here because you have no clue.
Yeah.
How'd that feel?
Move on to something
just so
else.
just so you can shut up the haters, just give like one example of maybe something you do after 10 a.m.
Well, there was one Saturday I came in here for 3.5 hours and cut up 20 interviews that Plowsy now has in the system. So that was 3.5 hours on a Saturday. Came in and edited that.
Isn't
There's
that
your one
because you were out
example.
of coffee at home? And you needed some
There's
coffee?
one of your examples. Yeah, I could have come and got coffee and left. I didn't. There's the one example you asked for, so that we're done. Move on.
Well, I think we should put is there a possible way to put like a crest meter on the YouTube channel so that like as Iggy becomes more crestfallen, it kind of like bumps up a notch? And then like if you call in and you get it to like 100%, you win some kind of prize or something.
When you say, can we do this, what do you mean? You're going to do it?
You put it right under his video on YouTube.
Yeah.
Kind of like the
I think
noise
it'd be
meter at
fun.
the
like a noise
Enterprise.
meter. Yeah.
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 Would be interesting. Maybe get that sponsored.
All right. I'll do one last question for
Okay.
Iggy. So, let's say I'm at a gas station. Okay. Let's say I go to a gas station with a friend. This will be quick. And that friend steals a bag of Skittles. Okay. He comes outside the gas station, and I know that he's stolen that bag of Skittles. And I say, "Hey, can you give me some of those Skittles?" And then I eat some of those Skittles. Would I be guilty of stealing, or do you think that's okay?
Accessory. I don't know if stealing has accessory.
So what happens if you search like OnlyFans leak Brianna Coppage, and you know that something has been stolen?
Pirated.
Would that make you? I guess that would make you. I don't know. I'm just trying to think through how that all works.
No, I don't think it is stolen. That person paid to be on that OnlyFans account, and they just took it and posted it, but they paid to get that, so they didn't really steal it.
See, I kind of actually am with Iggy on the gray area of that scenario. He's not the one I think the poster who posts it illegally, but I don't know if Iggy is.
But it's not illegal, and they didn't steal it. You can't just find it without being on the OnlyFans account. But there's things you can do on OnlyFans where you can take it and film it or capture it, and then you post it.
But that's pirating, isn't it?
No, not they paid for it. Pirating is if you own something and start selling it. They're not selling it, just post it.
But just the fact that you paid for it doesn't mean you have the rights to distribute it. Like you can't go into a movie theater on your phone and tape the entire movie.
For it. They just
you paid to get in. You paid to watch the movie. Doesn't mean you own the rights to the movie.
No, but what if you do that? You film it. You're using it for a reason to go sell it to somebody. Hey, I got a pirated copy. You want it? They just post it. I don't know why they do it. They're just helping out other people. They're not helping themselves. But so if I just happen to, YouTube has clips all the time of movies. I don't want to watch the movie. I wanted to watch Executioner's Song with Tommy Lee Jones. It's not on any streaming service. You go to YouTube and watch the whole movie. Did I pay for YouTube? No, but I watched it.
I think that analogy is kind of putting your Brentwood education on full display, but I think we should move on. Have you kind of sat back and thought, wow, I'm really lucky to have someone like Jamie in my life?
I thought that was the last question for me. And don't talk about sponsors. Talk about sponsors.
Well, first off, they're the best, but did you give him like a gift or anything? Just for all the help or like everything he's
We're
done
30% crestfallen
That
right now.
sigh was intense. I felt that from here.
Or like a handwritten thank you or something, just for how unbelievably generous. Or nothing, right? Or
yeah, mumbles. I'm done.
50% crestfallen.
No, I'm tired of him just trying to ask me stupid questions. And he's done so much. I bet you never even.
I appreciate the sponsors exemption into the fan pin tournament. I'm looking forward to just absolutely crushing you. And
so you're 100% playing on April 28th, Mr. Licks. You're playing Iggy.
Yeah.
Do you have a gin?
I do.
What is your index, sir?
Let me pull it up. By the way, how about that Jay Monahan interview? You know what? I'm so sick and tired of sports journalists.
What is your gin?
Journalists in quotes. Because they were like, oh, they got the SSG or SGG or whoever, investors, and now they're not going to do the PIF deal. And I've been like, no, that is not what's happening. They're giving these guys a chance to get in while they can before they get taken over. Just so annoying to read just dumb golf articles. I wish Wall Street Journal would be covering it. Anyways, I'm a 22.
22. Iggy, you're going to give it some pops.
Yeah, I think I'm down to, I guess all my higher scores have gone away because I think I'm 17-6.
Wow.
I haven't played since...
Poppy seeds.
I haven't played since the hit and giggle. That didn't count. I don't know, but I think I'm 17-6 now. I don't care how many strokes I got to give him. I'm still going to kick your ass.
I want to be in the pairing with Mr. Licks and Iggy. So me and the Pope and Mr. Licks and Iggy.
Can I have a caddy?
That's on you. Caddies are on you.
That's right.
Well, no, because and I can't even hit. I think I
You
may
can
have
hire one yourself.
But I have to find out because, if they're going to walk, because there's not going to be enough carts for a caddy to take a cart.
That's correct. That is usually Sean Barnes' policy at at Gateway, Mr. Licks. So you can walk the course, or your caddy can walk, but there wouldn't be a separate cart for the caddies.
I'll make him walk. I got someone. I got someone you're going to like, Iggy.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh. Prod Joe? Is it Prod Joe? So just the opposite of you?
Oh, man.
I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be nicer. Can't wait to meet you, boy. It's going to be fun.
Boy, you won his ass on April 28th, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
This is going to be intense.
I know. That's why I want to be in the pairing. Me and the Pope get along. Guy just rolls the rock, Doug.
Does he?
But I want to watch. Iggy and Mr. Licks. I've never met Mr. Licks.
Did we lose him?
I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be great. No, I'm loving it.
Are you hesitant to
I can't
reveal
wait.
your anonymity? I mean, usually the people who are active on the show and polarizing and kind of take shots, they like to kind of hide behind the fake name. But you're coming out here.
Do I have any support left in there, or has it become like a 99%?
No, there's a lot.
No,
of
there
support.
you have a lot of support.
The other idiots.
Well, what if I wore like a luchador mask? Would that be frowned upon?
No, it'd
Be
be
hard to
fine.
golf.
It'd be
You like
absolutely fine.
Be
And
hard
if
to
Iggy
golf.
wins, he gets to rip off your mask.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea. That is hot.
See you.
All right. Well, hey, I appreciate the time. I just want to call and say happy birthday to Jackson. It's Oscars week, post-Oscars week. It's a great time for him. So I hope he has a wonderful day.
Thanks, Mr.
And
Licks.
I wish him all the best.
Hey, thank you.
Wow, how about that, Mr. Licks with Jackson?
Pleasant little call
Nice.
that was.
Unbelievable.
Good little
Mr.
call.
Licks on the Collier and Thompson phone lines.
Oh, yeah, that was...
It's just so annoying.
Oh, God, we're 65% crestfallen.
These screenshots by Father Brown.
Doug, here's a screenshot that was sent in by a pastor. His name's Father Brown.
Am I sleeping?
Yeah.
It says working hard for Hubbard, and it's you sleeping.
Yeah, every time I blink, they take a picture. They do. They just wait for me to blink, and they snap it. Sleeping again.
That's some skill.
I've never fallen asleep during this show.
Go bet off.
Well, that's a real feather in your cap.
I think I have.
Well, they take these pictures and say sleeping, not paying attention.
Well, sometimes you close your eyes.
I do.
Usually it's during a crestfallen episode. That's it. That's enough. I just don't want you to be so crestfallen.
This is going to be fantastic. It's going to be like when Ken played Daddy Padre. They rode in the same cart and said a total of 7 words to each other. That's Carlos Spicy Meter.
I'm not sitting in the same cart as him.
You sat in the same cart as Daddy Padre, and you won't sit in the same cart as Mr. Licks?
No, I don't want to be anywhere near the guy. I'll play the guy, but I don't want to be near
I
him.
really can't wait to be in this pairing.
So maybe Tim and I can sit in the cart and you're... And
Well, you
Pope
know, I
and-
like to walk.
Well, he
I'll
can sit
walk.
in the cart with Pope then.
Yeah, the Pope can roll the rock, Doug.
Can he?
Boy, howdy.
Of course, there's always a chance when I'm not watching him, he's over there kicking balls out of the rough.
Found it.
Drop one out of his pocket. I found it.
Oh, no.
Oh, the pocket drop.
Beer Cat says he wants to caddy for Mr. Licks.
Well, he could ride in the cart if Pope is going to ride
so
with
you can
Iggy.
ride in the cart with Beer Cats.
No.
What?
Well, if that's the case,
How
if that's
long
the
is your
case,
enemy list, Nixon?
if that's the case, I'll bring Alan. Alan wants to caddy for me. Alan can sit in my
Who's
cart.
Alan?
Alan Craig
Alan Craig?
No.
and his tortoise.
I don't know if people want to know this, or he wants people to know his real name.
Well, they already know now.
Yeah.
Oh, they don't know his last name.
Well, it's only a matter of time before.
Yeah, he's a texter, and he's on the fan page, and he listens to the show.
Alan, Doug.
Okay.
This is interesting.
The reluctant cuck is going through gin, and he can't find Iggy's index, so now he's on a mission.
Well, I guess I didn't upgrade my Metropolitan Golf Association membership.
I got to do that too.
I'm not doing it, so you know.
Because if you
my
change
name.
cards, like if you have a card on file there for 2 years and you change the card, then or your card becomes deactivated, you gotta get on that.
Well, I can tell you the last one I got was 17.6. That was like 2 weeks ago. And I didn't re-up for my Metropolitan Golf Association membership. So they probably didn't put it up there, but I'm not going to re-up because I don't really care. So it's 17.6.
Can EDF sponsor this match? That's from the Recovering Alcoholic. I can't wait for it. I mean, Doug, I want a piece of the Pope's ass, don't get me wrong, but I gotta be honest, I'm more interested in the other match that I'll be playing or watching, and that's Iggy and Mr. Licks. Because I know Iggy, and Iggy won't get out there and like be friendly. Iggy will be in the same mode, and I don't know Mr. Licks, so I have no idea what his operation is going to be like.
So that means, Doug, am I matched up with you, or am I going to be paired up? Excuse me.
KG in O-Town's handling all the pairings. He's the Jay Monahan of
I don't know why I'm asking you.
And I have to sign up for a Grint? A gin?
I don't
signing up
have
for?
one, and I play every year. Doug, you're fine if you want to enter a 20. I think everybody could be fine with that.
And it's match play. It's a Shishawali match play event.
That's right.
Yeah, you better talk to Tim before you start playing.
Yeah,
so you know what
I don't understand.
I think that we actually have pamphlets
teach you.
now to explain on every car.
Okay. It's 9:55, so I guess I better get to the Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. Born in honor of Jackson's birthday, I thought it would be hot if I scribed a haiku. My boy cervix gapes. My waist tastes like bunny tracks. Soft serve dippins. I hope this poem warms your day and your perfectly circumcised kosher's best pork shank. XOXO Doty's golf move.
Doty's golf move.
Best birthday wish yet.
And Young, happy birthday, Jackson. Thanks, #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin. The Colts may have a preseason game or a grade school scrimmage, but if not, I'll consider making the drive southwest for the Dotem. I'm sure the Strode man will reserve me a spot since I'm, quote, on the page but not super active, unquote. Cue the Masters music, but add a gong to the end of it. Doug Brian Henshin.
Brian Henshin.
And Young, Tim, will there be a QFTA today? I quiet quit today's show about a dozen times, popping out for gasps of air and clips of Tim. Thanks. That's from #1 Asian intern Brian Henshin. I have not been naked on film, nor do I know Ben, owner of a bowling alley. I can report that per sources, the Colts might be active in free agency today, but also they might not. Stay tuned. Wow. How about that? Little exclusive.
Okay. Brian Henshin, point 2.
It's Jackie Boy's birthday. Now I've got something to say. Burkett is a beauty. Sure, he's not rugged or strong, and he has a crush on Retief Goosen. He strolls around Vegas in sleepless and Seattle attire and cuddles with a life-size Frank Haith body pillow. But he's not on his parents' health insurance anymore, which really sets him apart from most other butt-ass Gen Z crypto bros you might see bumming around Bar Napoli. Look, if you want an HD2 producer who doesn't have the attention span of a gnat, look somewhere else. But if you want a blonde coiffed heartthrob in a yellow flotation diaper to drop 6 points in a church league game and then scream at the volunteer referees, Pringle's your man.
Damn right.
Happy birthday, big guy. Secondly, it takes a special kind of tone-deaf, cranky old man to publicly voice his displeasure about the hard work someone else has done. The one guy who can't make it back to the studio after a break has no right to say, quote, I realize people have been tirelessly working on the Dotem for 9 months, but I'm not satisfied. I want my own hotel room so no one sees me yanking my ancient crank.
Oh.
Montaire's too far away. Wah. Here's an idea. Host the Dotem at the Gatesworth where you belong, you ungrateful crybaby.
Gosh.
Tired period of period it period. Oh, by the way, I've got some Atlantic wild-caught trouser salmon right here. Vaughn, come and get it, big boy. It's a JV golf coach.
JV golf coach.
Morning, squad. The Sharkle House's ball pit was down for fecal cleaning.
Oh.
So the family and I went up to the Falcon Diner in Ameristar for our wedding anniversary last night. Let me just say what a night. St. Charles and North St. Louis packed the joint for bottomless fountain sodas and stepdads last night. I'm not kidding. I don't know how they afford to have bottomless stepdads on the menu on a busy Tuesday, but they did, and boy, did we do some damage. I ate 3 Freds, a Sergey, and a spicy little Jose. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I even saw Licks there. From what I could tell, he took a beating on the Buffalo slot machine game and had to work off his debt by cleaning the Country Fried Steak Station. Anyway, great show today. Didn't listen. Best, Gus Grundlehort. Till he's out for the day fishing in private neighborhood lakes and then going live on Facebook to give a tour of a childhood fort where she confusingly took my virginity. And boy, Hyman? A few years back, nobody will watch, but if it makes just one person smile, it's worth the tour. That's from Gus Grundlehort, Doug.
Gus
Grundle Hort.
Good attitude to have.
Heard of quiet quitting where an employee in an act of civil disobedience does the bare minimum and declines to go above and beyond the stated expectations of the job description? Well, let me introduce you to Ken quitting. Ken quitting is when you simply don't have any stated job description on file. No one knows exactly why you're there or what, if any, purpose you serve. You just kind of meander around, bopping from place to place, keeping people from completing their tasks, where when you walk away, everyone kind of gives each other a bewildered look, one that says, how does that guy actually stay employed here? You openly state how happy you are in your current job and that you'll do anything your employer asks you to do, except for show up on time, stay until the job's finished, learn any sort of technology from the post-Reagan era, stop plugging small businesses that aren't actually on the books, keep the community lounge free from odor of trench fish, stop openly harassing married female coworkers, stop chasing off longtime celebrity friends of the show, all the while taking shot after shot after shot after shot at them, and most definitely stop bringing in racially insensitive pregnancy shirts from company-paid trips to foreign countries for female colleagues. The thing about Ken quitting is while you would think it would lead to immediate termination, it actually leaves the employer so befuddled that they actually just continue to pay you an hourly wage that is only rivaled by the Long John Silver's off Hampton. The employer knows that the Ken quitter is just one missed paycheck away from being forced to live out of the four-door hatchback RAV4 that the station sponsor gave up any hope of ever getting back months ago, cooking Gorton's frozen fish on a mobile hot plate plugged into the cigarette lighter, and stealing Wi-Fi from nearby businesses.
That's a big one. That one.
Farman, Brit, and SGO Juju
That one took
B OnlyFans
so
leaks. Save me a spot in the FPCC. See, I get off work at 10 and it'll probably be out of there by 10:00:28. But I don't want to miss the window. If nothing else, my selection is to the Brentwood Elementary Hall of Fame for meritorious service to addition and subtraction should guarantee me a spot. That's from X-Girl. She the female version of me. I got strippers in my life, but they pop to me. Blueberry pop.
Blueberry pop. That one was heavy.
And finally, while trying to define quiet quitting, the following sentences were said by the same person. It's a new thing where people just do their job and not go above and beyond. It's corporations taking advantage of people trying to get more out of you.
Yep.
It's more like corporations being asses. Quiet quitting's being taken advantage of. Quiet quitting's a joke to me, made up by people who don't like their workers just doing their work. There isn't a quiet quitting. This is all made up. Markinson's gone. There is no Markinson. Let's sit a play or two out, Darren. Maybe go out and check some transmitter readings and not get so wrapped up in what Nutsack Jim had to say. Happy birthday, Jackson. I know you have to be stoked about the new PTA joint starring Leonardo DiCaprio due out in August 2025. I had my annual review yesterday, and I think it went pretty well. I mean, I've always said I will do whatever I'm asked to do, well, besides come back from break on time or stay off my phone during the show. This morning at 7:21 a.m., I just had to post a Dig Me Humble Brag post from TPC Sawgrass. I mean, sure, the tournament doesn't start until tomorrow morning, and I easily could have posted it during the day of any of the 21 hours a day when I'm not at work, but you know I've got a full day of masturbating, playing Golf Rival, doing my unsponsored Facebook Live cooking show, and trying to line up another porn star for our annual golf tournament to fill the void created when I drove Lisa Ann away. Yeah, I still haven't gotten over being scolded for wasting her time on that day. I texted her multiple times asking if she'd help that OnlyFans teacher manager money, but then I got too busy buying turtlenecs and forgot all about it. That's from Buck Swope, and that's what we have. The Design Air Heating and Cooling email today. What you got?
I'm going to go with JV Golf Coach.
Pop.
Oh, but he took lots of shots at you.
It was, and I was crestfallen, but I also laughed when I was crestfallen.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Blueberry Pop.
Oh.
Blueberry Pop is one. The Design Air Heating and Cooling email of the day. It's 8 out of 9. Doug and I are heading down the hallway at Jackson to do a balloon party. We're going to go bite.
Are you